Another Savior.
Holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another Savior.
Another Savior.
Holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another Savior.
Well, this is MAOBI N. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and Ipob families all over the world. I remember the Nigerian Biafran War, in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, one man revived the vanishing hope to life. Let the great Biafran army to fight, and they were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. They were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. Holy, 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 is another Savior. Many years after the genocide, whoa, yet another great leader has risen up now. Oh, and he's leading the Biafrans to victory. Inyamadika yabika kwa namno. Hey, anamekele mazuche mefo. Mwanemo, it's an honor having you on board. When I'm singing along, holy, 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 Nnamdi Kanu is another Savior. Sing along, holy, 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 Nnamdi Kanu is another Savior. When I sing along, holy, 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 is another Savior. Getting moving right and getting moving faster now. Holy, 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 is another Savior. Holy, holy, getting moving right and moving faster. There's a freedom. Is another Savior. Yeah, for freedom. Holy, 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 Nnamdi Kanu is another Savior.
Another Savior.
Holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another Savior.
Another Savior.
Holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another Savior.
Well, this is MAOBI N. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and Ipob families all over the world. I remember the Nigerian Biafran War, in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, one man revived the vanishing hope to life. Let the great Biafran army to fight, and they were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. They were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. Holy, 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 is another Savior. Many years after the genocide, whoa, yet another great leader has risen up now. Oh, and he's leading the Biafrans to victory. Inyamadika yabika kwa namno. Hey, anamekele mazuche mefo. Mwanemo, it's an honor having you on board. When I'm singing along, holy, 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 Nnamdi Kanu is another Savior. Sing along, holy, 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 Nnamdi Kanu is another Savior. When I sing along, holy, 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 is another Savior. Getting moving right and getting moving faster now. Holy, 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 is another Savior.
rising sun. Onye si n'ọgaga dị ndụ hụkwa ndị Igbo, alili gerishi ya o. Onye si n'ọgaga dị ndụ hụkwa Biafra, ili gerishi ya o. Anyị bụ ụmụ Chukwu okike abịa ma ihe anyị chọrọ bụ nwere onwe anyị. Anyị ejeghị mmadụ ọbụla ụgwọ, onye biri ka ibe ya biri. Maka ebe bere ugo bere n'o, ọ bụkwa ọfọ n'ogo ka anyị ji aga. Ka anyị gbawa mbọ anya dara mba, anyị jisike anyị nwe mmeri. Enye Ebube I got to define a Chukwu okike kere eluigwe n'ụwa, nnabịa n'ụlọ olumo. Anyị enweghị Chukwu ọzọ ewezuga gị chịkwa ụzụ ndị agha. Anyị ebughị ihe anya kọtọ gị, ihe anyị chọrọ bụ nwere onwe anyị. N'aka ndị nwere obi ọjọọ, n'aka ndị ama n'oke ọchịchọ. Ọsọkwa aka egburu egbe na mma, o nweghị ya ga-enwu Chukwu. Ọ bụzi mmadụ ole kunu ga-egbunu. Ihe anyị ma bụ oji ọfọ gara. Onye si n'ọgaga dị ndụ hụkwa ndị Igbo, alili gerishi ya o. Onye si n'ọgaga dị ndụ hụkwa Biafra, ili gerishi ya o. Anyị bụ ụmụ Chukwu okike abịa ma ihe anyị chọrọ bụ nwere onwe anyị. Anyị ejeghị mmadụ ọbụla ụgwọ, onye biri ka ibe ya biri. Maka ebe bere ugo bere n'o, ọ bụkwa ọfọ n'ogo ka anyị ji aga. Ka anyị gbawa mbọ anya dara mba, anyị jisike anyị nwe mmeri. Enye Ebube, enye Ebube, I will roll for you. I got to define a Biafra, the land of the rising sun. Onye si n'ọgaga dị ndụ hụkwa ndị Igbo, alili gerishi ya o. Onye si n'ọgaga dị ndụ hụkwa Biafra, ili gerishi ya o. Anyị bụ ụmụ Chukwu okike abịa ma ihe anyị chọrọ bụ nwere onwe anyị. Anyị ejeghị mmadụ ọbụla ụgwọ, onye biri ka ibe ya biri. Maka ebe bere ugo bere n'o, ọ bụkwa ọfọ n'ogo ka anyị ji aga. Ka anyị gbawa mbọ anya dara mba, anyị jisike anyị nwe mmeri. Enye Ebube, enye Ebube, I will roll for you. I got to define a Chukwu okike kere eluigwe n'ụwa, nnabịa n'ụlọ olumo. Anyị enweghị Chukwu ọzọ ewezuga gị chịkwa ụzụ ndị agha. Anyị ebughị ihe anya kọtọ gị, ihe anyị chọrọ bụ nwere onwe anyị. N'aka ndị nwere obi ọjọọ, n'aka ndị ama n'oke ọchịchọ. Ọsọkwa aka egburu egbe na mma, o nweghị ya ga-enwu Chukwu. Ọ bụzi mmadụ ole kunu ga-egbunu. Ihe anyị ma bụ oji ọfọ gara. Onye si n'ọgaga dị ndụ hụkwa ndị Igbo, alili gerishi ya o. Onye si n'ọgaga dị ndụ hụkwa Biafra, ili gerishi ya o. Anyị bụ ụmụ Chukwu okike abịa ma ihe anyị chọrọ bụ nwere onwe anyị. Anyị ejeghị mmadụ ọbụla ụgwọ, onye biri ka ibe ya biri. Maka ebe bere ugo bere n'o, ọ bụkwa ọfọ n'ogo ka anyị ji aga. Ka anyị gbawa mbọ anya dara mba, anyị jisike anyị nwe mmeri. Enye Ebube, enye Ebube, I will roll for you. I got to define a
I thought of Biafra freedom taking longer, and cause of that you tend to feel so low. I know our freedom is your greatest hunger. I thought of Biafra keeps your heart aglow. We will walk the line, this hell that we've known with time. Gotta take it away. Just hold on and don't let go. Hold on, do not let go. Just hold on and don't let go. Your flight's just a step away. Just hold on. Oh, hold on, do not let go. Just hold on and don't let go. Your flight's just a step away. Our history has never known no laughter. It's always been this red and black, no green. A nation Just hold on and don't let go. Hold on, do not let go. Just hold on and don't let go. Biafra is just a step away. Just hold on. Hold on, do not let go. Just hold on and don't let go. Biafra is just a step away. Tell me now, can't you see and don't you know? Biafra is just a step away. Let you know this a point of no return. Biafra is just a step away. The voice on radio is calling out to you, my brother. Biafra is just a saying, get up, stand up, and don't give up the fight. Hold on. Just hold on. Biafra is just a step away. One family, we really are. A step away. Do not let go. Never give up the fight. Standing on the truth always. One step away. And don't let go. I thought of Biafra freedom taking longer, and cause of that you tend to feel so low. I know our freedom is your greatest hunger. I thought of Biafra keeps your heart aglow. We will walk the line, this hell that we've known with time. Gotta take it away. Just hold on and don't let go. Hold on, do not let go. Just hold on and don't let go. Biafra is just a step away. Just hold on. Hold on, do not let go. Just hold on and don't let go. Biafra is just a step away. Our history has never known no laughter. It's always been this red and black, no green. A nation of this blessed yet hungry people. We shine a brighter light, the world will see. We will touch the skies and set up a throne on high and reign with our God. Just hold on and don't let go. Hold on, do not let go. Just hold on and don't let go. Biafra is just a step away. Just hold on. Hold on, do not let go. Just hold on and don't let go. Biafra is just a step away. Tell me now, can't you see and don't you know? I thought of Biafra freedom taking longer, and cause of that you tend to feel so low. I know our freedom is your greatest hunger. I thought of Biafra keeps your heart aglow. We will walk the line, this hell that we've known with time. Gotta take it away. Just hold on and don't let go. Hold on, do not let go. Just hold on and don't let go. Your friend's just a step away. Just hold on. Oh, hold on, do not let go. Just hold on and don't let go. Your friend's just a step away. Our history has never known no laughter. It's always been this red and black, no green. A nation of these blessed yet hungry people. We shine a brighter light, the world will see. We will touch the skies and set up a throne on high and reign with our God. Just hold on and don't let go. Hold on, do not let go. Just hold on and don't let go. Your prize just a step away. Just hold on. Oh, hold on, do not let go. Just hold on and don't let go. Your prize just a step away. Tell me now, can't you see and don't you know?
shame me for you are a winner. Chika etose is a winner. Jojo Imbe, you are a winner. All IPOB, we are winner. This is my nation, Biafra is my nation. Nnamdi Kanu, you are a winner. Basu Shemi for you are a winner. Chika etose, you are a winner. Jojo Imbe, you are a winner. These police have been defeated, and not their army, they have been conquered. I feel me now with the winner, I'm a friend of the victor. I feel me now with the winner, I'm a friend of the victor. I feel me now with the winner, I'm a friend of the victor. I feel me on the Ebube. 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 Ufoma Biafra. I am a believer. Ufoma Biafra. Shukwokike, Arakutara Mobibo. Shukwokike, Anamekenegi, Maka Biafra. Shukwokike, Anyikeye. Shukwokike, Akurudina.
Good evening, wonderful people, great Biafrans, wherever you are on the face of this very planet. We welcome you once again to another very exciting and explosive edition of our live presentation on this very day, the second day of August in the year of our Most High Elohim 2020, with the time now standing at precisely 2 minutes past 7 p.m. in the land of Biafra, and the same number of minutes past the top of the hour wherever you are domiciled. We say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to some of you, because right across the face of this very planet, men, women, and children are gathered to listen to this very gospel this evening. As always, do not forget your pen and your paper, because today we shall tutor, we shall lecture, we shall educate, and we shall teach, as it has become customary for us to do here on this very platform. My name is Nnamdi Kanu. I am the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra all over this very planet Earth, the director of radio, Biafra, Biafra television, and by the very special grace of the Most High, a servant of the wonderful people of Biafra. And as I welcome you, please, this very fine evening, I ask you to welcome those who are around you. You can get us via my page on Facebook at Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, We are on FM because those of you in Abuja, you are listening. I know that some of you in Abuja will not be joining us via Facebook this evening. They are listening via their radio. We are on 102.1 in Abuja. We are taking this very gospel to the very epicenter of Lucifer. We are going to the place where Satan is domiciled. And this evening there will be light in Abuja, I assure you. Light of the enlightening kind, not the one that comes from NEPA. Because this one you can never ever extinguish. Those of you in Abuja, we welcome you to our broadcast. Those of you in Akom, you are part of us, we welcome you. Those in Calabar are listening. Right across Biafra land, people are listening. Even as they send their Janjaweed Miyeti Yala terrorists to my house in Isiama Faruku, we are live and we are direct and the whole world is listening. The commissioner of police in Abia cannot say she doesn't know about this. The governor cannot claim they don't know. Miyeti Yala are now part of the police and the army. They are all terrorists and they are encamped in front of my house. This very evening, we are reminding the whole world that they may know what is happening in the damnable Zoological Republic. We are live and we are direct. As I said earlier, if you do not have your pen and paper ready with you, you are doing yourself a great deal of disservice, because here you are going to learn the things you never learned before. Because of the nature of our program this evening, I will not take much of your time in our usual intro. I will proceed very quickly to go and pray, because we need to pray. Chukwokika is in heaven. We give him every adoration and every glory. This evening we are going to pray from the book of Psalm. That is Psalm 52 we are going to pray. Because our freedom is very, very near. The forces of darkness are rising up. The children of hell, they are rising up from everywhere. We know what Loretta Noche is doing with some of them. People are very hungry. People are starving. They come from very poor backgrounds and they need money to survive. And that's what is providing it for them via Loretta Onochie. But this evening we shall go on to expose the darkness in the zoo, all the hidden things they have done. Because as we are live on air right now, they are panicking, of course, they are shaking. Wherever they are wondering what revelation is the world going to hear this very day. But before we do any of that, we must go on to consult the Most High Chukwokika Biama Brumihenin, the creator of the heavens and the earth, without whom we couldn't have been here today. The same God of Ipob, the same God of Biafra. Please bow down your heads and let us pray. It was the prayer of David. The prayer of David when he went to the home of the Edomite, to where Saul had gone to. And David prayed to Elohim, and tonight we pray the same prayer. Why do you boast of evil, you mighty man? Why do you boast all day long, you who are a disgrace in the sight of God in heaven? We are talking about the Janjaweed, those who are converting terrorists to soldiers, those who are killing soldiers, and terrorists are now assuming their position and their place. We are talking about these boastful people, those who are in Asorok, the remnants of those who are alive, those who wear masks to deceive, those who lie to deceive over 200 million people. Your tongues plot destruction. It is like a sharpened razor, you who practice deceit in the Zoological Republic. All you saboteurs and traitors. You love evil rather than good, falsehood rather than speaking the truth. You love every harmful word, oh you deceitful tongue emanating from the Zoological Republic. For surely God will bring all of you down to everlasting ruin. The same way that Buhari fell, Abba Kyari fell, Issa Funtua fell, so shall all of you fall. Because Elohim will snatch you up from your tent and will tear you apart. He will uproot you from the land of the living and destroy you, all of you, Mama Daura and the rest of them. Those who are encamped at my house this very evening, destruction shall be your portion. For the righteous will see and will fear. This IPOB, they will see and they will fear. For we will laugh at them. We will laugh at them. For we shall say, here are the men that did not use Chukwokika Biama as their stronghold because they trusted in their money. They trusted in the money they have been looting and stealing from the poor. They grew strong in their destructive ways and in their destructive powers. They grew strong by replacing an army with a band of terrorists. They grew strong in their arrogance, but in the end they fell. But we are like an olive tree, flourishing in the house of God, this IPOB. No matter what they bring against us, we flourish right across the face of this very planet. For our trust is not in any man. Our trust is in God Almighty in heaven. Our trust is in Elohim Adonai El Shaddai. Our trust is in this unfailing love that Chukwokika has for us forever and ever. For we shall praise thee, O Heavenly Father. Forever we shall adore your holy name, for all our hope rests in thee. For Biafra has come in our time. All we are doing is marching round the walls of Jericho. Every agent of darkness and of iniquity shall perish and shall fall. But we shall praise the name of the living God in the land of the living, before the congregation and the multitude of the saints, for the glory of Elohim is upon those that call upon his name in truth and every honesty, as it is upon IPOB, as it is upon this very noble family. Let the name of Elohim be praised, adored, worshipped and praised now and forevermore, we pray. He said, we must preach this very gospel, that heaven may bear us witness. Later on, I don't want people calling. If you call this line, I will block you. If you call any of our lines, I will block you. You should be paying attention, not making phone calls. Pay attention. We are not like anybody in the zoo. We are IPOB, we are Biafrans. Our boundary starts from Benue all the way to the Atlantic Ocean. And our boundaries to the west starts from Edo all the way to Amazonia. We must understand this. We must learn. If you call this line, I will block you. You can never call again. You must listen and pay attention. You are not a product of the zoo. You are a Biafran. We are Biafrans right across this very planet listening. And we are taking this very gospel into the heart of Abuja, into the heart of darkness, that they may reason the same way that we do. No calls. If I have to speak to you, I will be the one to call you. If you call this line, you will be blocked. Get your pen and paper ready, bring it out, and prepare to learn. Prepare to learn, for there are many things that are hidden, which we are going to reveal tonight. But by revelation tonight, I am going to start from what that very sanitizing, sensible, and reasonable Ghanaian president of old said. His name is Jerry Rawlings. I want him to set the pace for us this very evening, that we may partake in what it means to be beholden to the truth. Some of you don't know what truth means. I want us to go to Jerry Rawlings to see if he can tell us what truth is all about. Those of you who are on standby, remain on standby. I'm going to come to you. I will preach this very gospel first, and then I will go that the world may know the history of Edo State that they never knew before. That the world may know that we are all Igbo people. That the world may know we are from one family. That the world may know that this boundary, wherever you find a woman tying to his wrapper, is not only genuine, it is real. That the world may know how the throne of the Oba of Benin came about. that they may know that we were there before they came, that they may know that the boundary of Biafra is actually inside Ondo State, sorry, inside Ogun State. Was it Ondo State. Because after Edo State, you have Ondo. That is where our boundary is. And this evening, we are going to prove it beyond every conceivable doubt, beyond every reasonable doubt. Nobody will be left behind. I repeat, I said, nobody will be left behind. Not at all. We are taking everybody in this family is coming with us. Everybody. It was today before I came on air that I discovered, do you know Ination? Ubiaja, that is the proper name. Do you know they have 4 market days? Are people aware of these things? Do you know that the Oba of Benin opened his mouth and confessed that his progenitors came from Ile-Ife? Are you aware of that? And that they met people inside the land of Edo when they came there. Not even Edo. They met, this is from the mouth of the Oba of Benin, that they came from Ife. That all of you may know the truth, and that truth will set you free. That is why we exist. That is why we preach this very gospel unadulteratedly, and that is why we are without fear before any bagger. They have not given birth to you. And very soon, result of that, when we are, the world will know how serious we are. Let us, first of all, I want people to appreciate what it means to be truthful. And appreciation of because a black man cannot appreciate truth. A black man is the embodiment of evil. They don't know what truth means. Let me go to Jerry Rawlings. That Rawlings may tell us in his understanding what truth is all about. Listen.
The chemical interrogation test.
Listen.
I would dare you to go and line up some of your finest policemen, some of your finest some of your finest, what you call it, judges. Make any allegations against me, you included. Whatever questions you want to ask, take me through a chemical interrogation. I will be the one who will pass. I wonder how many of you will pass. You know something, Chief? If we can learn to be bold enough to restore the value of truth in our society, yes, then we will have justice. Without truth, we cannot get justice.
Are you listening? Without truth, no justice.
We cannot get justice. And that's why we're suffering. Truth is so important. Do you know what Gandhi said? I don't need Gandhi to tell it to me. Gandhi said he was looking for truth in God, only to discover that God was in truth. How beautiful. How beautiful.
Did you people hear that? When people have issues with the way we preach this very gospel, it is because they cannot comprehend the truth. This is from a man that every sensible, or should I say conscientious person in the damnable zoological republic is pleading and begging for one military officer to emulate. This is Jerry Rawlings, the man responsible for cleansing and sanitizing Ghana till this very day. That Ghana is sensible today is down to this very man. Do you know what he did? He killed every corrupt individual in Ghana. That is why Ghana is sensible today. What this very important man is saying is that truth is essential in everything you're doing in life. And Jerry Rawlings went further to say the absence of truth means the presence of injustice. The reason why people are suffering in the damnable zoological republic is because there is no truth in the system. Is because an average Nigerian do not value the truth. And that is why there is injustice everywhere. That is why there are killings everywhere. That is why terrorists are replacing soldiers in the army. That is why terrorists are replacing police people. That is why a terrorist organization can rise up and say, we are floating a vigilante right across the whole nation. When you know that that vigilante is army and police. The Minyetiala vigilante is army and police. They used to kill. Have you seen all the people with fake army uniforms and fake police uniforms all over the place? Fulani people from right across the Sahel wreaking havoc on the lives of people. Yet you cannot speak. Yet you cannot talk. Now you understand why we are very, very important in your lives. Why even as of today, people of Nasarawa are beginning to recognize that we are fighting for the liberation of everybody. We want Biafra, yes, but we want others to be free as well. We want everybody to be free. You cannot be free when you are living in lies. You cannot be free when deception is part of your daily existence. You cannot be free when you abhor the truth. Only truth can set you free. Even Rollins knows. Him of all people ought to know. And when you claim you believe in God, the only thing that you can see in God is truthfulness. Nothing more, nothing less. Only truthfulness. If you cannot find truth in God, it means you're not a human being. It means you are not a truthful person. And once it is recognized that you're not a truthful person, you are not deserving of justice. That is why the zoo, Nigeria, they don't deserve justice. Nigerians don't deserve justice. That is why there is impunity. That is why there's so much stealing and corruption. And that is why there is retrogression and backwardness. That is why nothing seems to be working. That is why people are suffering. And that is why they are dying. Because they abhor the truth. And the scriptures made us to understand that you shall know the truth. And that truth shall set you free. That is why we are here this evening. To preach this very gospel uncompromisingly, that the world may know. And where are we going to start our gospel this very day? We started from the very old problem, because we must be truthful to ourselves. If you are not truthful to yourself, there is no way you can get out of the mess you're in. Let me give you a very simple example for those who do not know. When you're sick, you have appendicitis threatening to rupture in your stomach, and you go to the doctor and you say to the doctor, oh no, I have toothache. And the doctors will be spending their time battling with toothache, whereas the problem you're suffering from is in your stomach. As you are busy lying, the appendix ruptures, contaminates your entire alimentary canal, and if you are unlucky, you will die from it. The reason why you are dying is because you lied. You failed to disclose that the problem you were having was appendicitis. The same thing is applicable to all the animals in the zoo called Nigeria. They lie to themselves. Your average Nigerian is a natural born liar. A natural born liar. They were born to lie. That is why everybody's suffering. And that is why nobody wants to confront the truth. Nobody wants to stand up and say, what is happening is evil. What is happening is not good. Let us try and change it. Never. Because they are lying to themselves. They are lying to themselves they can be in the same country with the Fulani. They are lying to themselves that you can be in the same country with people who come out openly to extol the virtues of terrorism and lawlessness. All of you know this. That you are cowardly. You close your mouths, you cannot speak. They give you money, you take it, you pocket it, and tomorrow you want things to be better for you. It cannot be. Somebody called Douglas Anele has been writing brilliantly. I think this is the third installment of what he's been writing. Was the amalgamation of the North and the South a mistake? A very simple question. When Lugard came and decided to join us from the South with those of them from the North, was that a good thing? Let me tell you one good thing that will shock everybody. Do you know that had the amalgamation taken place without the inclusion of Fulani in it, things would have been better in the zoo, Nigeria? Are you aware of that? The only reason why there is suffering and pain is because of the Fulani Janjaweed included in the zoo. And I have said this repeatedly. I want somebody anywhere in the world tonight to tell me any country, any territory, any town, any village that a Fulani is in charge and they're doing very well. Give me an example. Because there is none. Absolutely none. Now, the man said that the failure of Azikiwe and Awolowo to unite against Sir Robertson's northernization agenda. Sir Robertson is a British man. But when they came and they found that the Fulanis were willing tools, they converted them to their agents. They became their house niggers to now go and do their evil deeds for them. The question this author is asking is, why was it impossible for Azikiwe and Awolowo to agree? And the failure of Azikiwe and Awolowo to agree is why we are in the mess we are in today. Do you know that had Azikiwe and Awolowo said no to 1914 amalgamation, that would have been the end of it. But they disagreed. And because of that, the zoo came into being. Do you know what this very author said? He said that the agenda of the British modernization agenda is regrettable because it not only allowed Britain to get away with odious political shenanigans that unjustly favored the North, it also laid the foundation for the subsequent entrenchment of Fulani mediocrity colonization, which over the years has crippled the zoo. That colonization is now happening in your backyard. But maybe you live in Lagos, you live in Abuja, you live in Toronto, you live in New York. You are not aware of what is happening in your village. Maybe you live in any other part of the world. Maybe you live in Malaysia, you live in Japan. You are ignorant of what the Fulanis are doing. As at this very night before I came on air, it was confirmed that the vigilante, the Miyet Yala was talking about, are ISIS, Boko Haram, and Saru, converted members who are in the army and in the police. In other words, as I'm speaking to you right now, we are under virtual occupation. As I'm talking to you right now, our land is gone. Everybody, I said everybody, including those of you in the middle belt, those of you in the upper belt, in the lower belt, anywhere belt you are occupying, all of you in Oduduwa land, in Yoruba land, you are gone. Your land have been taken. Go to your bushes, go to your forest, and you see what is going on. As they are busy entertaining us with their corruption, busy entertaining us with one mask after the other, as they are busy waving at the cameraman to cut the interview with the impostor in Asarok, what they are doing is embedding their people in our land. I came off a meeting this very evening and I told them that the same mistakes the Hausa people made that enabled the Fulani to overrun them, sadly enough, is the mistake that every ethnic group in the zoo called Nigeria is making today. The same mistakes. And the funniest thing is that if you don't learn from history, history will consume you. History will consume you. If we fail to learn from the mistakes of the Hausa, if we fail to learn, today in Hausa land, every governor is Fulani. In Hausa land, every emir, every traditional ruler is Fulani. If you don't want your life to be like the one of the Hausa in the north, now is the time to rise up, not tomorrow, now. That is why they will pour out in ridiculous amounts of money to try to bribe everything bribeable to stop us from what we are doing. And they have failed. That was why they carried their intimidation to my house this very evening in Isama Faruku. That is their method. That is what they do. That is what the Fulani specializes in. Intimidation and terrorism. Those are their two basic things. They lie through their teeth. They are very good at lying. And they are the worst propagandists anywhere in the world. Have you noticed how Oduduwa Yoruba formed Amotekun to take care of Yoruba land? Now, instead of Fulani to form their Miyete terror group to form their own vigilante to take care of Sokoto, which is the only land I believe that the Fulanis have in the zoo, you know what they did? They now said their vigilante is to take care of Fulanis all over. And they are the worst propagandists anywhere in the world. Have you noticed how Oduduwa Yoruba formed Amotekun to take care of Yoruba land. Now, instead of Fulani to form their terror group to form their own vigilante to take care of Sokoto, which is the only land I believe that the Fulanis have in the zoo, you know what they did? They now said, have you noticed how Oduduwa Yoruba formed Amotekun to take care of Yoruba land? Now, instead of Fulani to form their terror group to form their own vigilante Table, that's entirely up to you. As for us, this very noble IPOB, this very house of Biafra, we are living the zoo. It doesn't matter what you do. And again, as I was saying, before the rude and, should I say, unexpected interruption, the only thing that can come out of the damnable zoological republic is misery, pain and suffering, as you are being entertained with all the shenanigans going on in the zoo. Your towns and your villages are being taken over. I said it before and nobody took it seriously, but now it is coming home to roost. The northern borders are opened, the southern borders are shut. They are streaming in terrorists, and with their wares are coming in from right across the Sahel. They told you January 2020 they will open their borders in the north. It will be visa-free, not even visa-free, document-free entry. And what are they doing? They are coming in, they are in the police, they are in the army, the terrorists are in the army, the terrorists are in the police. What is happening today? Mayhem, chaos, lawlessness, looting and criminality of the type never seen anywhere else in the world. I have been writing persistently, I have been tweeting persistently to ask the British government that created that monstrosity, the zoo, Are you people blind? You cannot see what is going on? Can you not see the level of lawlessness in the zoo? That is the reason why the amalgamation of 1914 was a mistake. The amalgamation of 1914 is a direct consequence of the intervention of the forces of darkness over the fate of the children of light, and that is Biafra. If you want your lives, let me tell you something that you don't know. The Fulanis have no homeland anywhere in the world. They see the zoo as their homeland. Do you know why they see the zoo, Nigeria, as their homeland? Because they have summed up our behavior. They understand that with a little bit of money, once you give the politicians and their elders money, they sell you down the drain. The same thing we did during slavery. The Fulanis now know that with money, they can buy up everybody. And that's exactly what they're doing. And that is why your village, I'm sorry for some of you, by this time next year, unless you support IPOB and what we are doing, your villages will no longer exist. I'm telling you the truth. They will be taken over by the Janjaweed. And let's see then what you're going to do. And meanwhile, it is about peaceful, them and their lives, peaceful coexistence. Let's coexist peacefully. Meanwhile, terrorists are in the army. Peaceful coexistence. Meanwhile, patriotic soldiers are being killed by terrorists. Let us live peaceful cohabitation. And they are taking your land. Peaceful cohabitation. Your mothers cannot go to the farm anymore. Peaceful cohabitation. Checkpoints everywhere killing people. Peaceful cohabitation. And your lives are being drained away. Those are their lies. People, sometimes you cut off your nose to spite your face. Because perhaps some of the idiots before, my happiness is that a majority of our people understand what we are doing and they are in support of it. I said 99.9% of our people. Forget those being controlled by Loretta Onochie. They are doing what they're supposed to do because there will always saboteurs everywhere. But what I want to reassure each and every one of you is that from the beginning, the Fulanis never wanted the zoo, Nigeria, to be one. They never wanted independence. They preferred the white man to be ruling them. From time, they brought out themselves as the house niggers, and Britain rewarded them for their loyalty and servitude. And we are suffering. Nobody, I think I saw somebody tweet today about revisiting 1914. That is how sensible, reasonable people ought to behave. This our brother has been asking this question all the time. All the time. Those who were at the forefront of independence for the zoo, Nigeria, we are all southern politicians. Anthony Nahor, Nnamdi Azikiwe, Awolowo, and all the rest of them. In the north, these people trying to educate you about the love of zoo, Nigeria, they are the ones that went to a conference in Lagos and walked out and said, if you don't allow a white man, the British, to continue to rule these black people here, including us, then we don't want Nigeria. Fulanis opened their mouth and said they want to be slaves to the British. And as a reward, Britain gave them the zoo to manage for them. That is the reality today. Ask yourself, what did Jonathan do during the time of Jonathan? Before Obama connived with Cameron to remove Jonathan. Everywhere in the world was, oh, Nigeria is bad, the corruption, the government is failing. But now, not only do you have corruption, you have terrorists, killers and murderers in the army. The government is taking murderers and killers and putting them into the army. Not only that, you are hearing about the type of looting that will make you vibrate. A woman, Sadia, whatever her name is, took 850 billion, squandered it. Olisabetu is in jail for 400 million naira only. She's Fulani. All of you are there, everybody, both Yoruba, Oduduwa, both all of you from Biafra land, every ethnic nationality, the middle belt. How many are these Fulani people? Let me ask you a simple question. All these Fulanis, they make sure you don't have electricity. Some of you don't know that the lack of electricity is a deliberate government policy to impoverish everybody. So you don't know that? They used what I call the maxim of the Soviet era Communist Party. You see chicken, I want to tell you how a black person behaves. You see chicken, ordinary chicken, okoko, chicken. Go and bring a chicken tomorrow morning. Suffer that chicken very well. Start to pluck all the feathers. Pluck all the feathers from the chicken. You see the chicken will be crying as you're plucking all the feathers away from it. After plucking all the feathers, starve that chicken for a day. Believe you me, on the third day, put corn in your hand or rice. That chicken will come to you. That chicken will forget what you did to it. It will forget all the pain and all the torture. The only thing that matters to the chicken is that piece of rice you have in the palm of your hand. That is the way that black people behave. That is the way that the British made us behave. That is the way that the Fulani Janjaweed is making us behave today. No matter what they do to us, it doesn't matter how much they rape our daughters. It doesn't matter how many of us they abduct. It doesn't matter if you cannot get from Zaria to Abuja or from Kaduna to Abuja. It doesn't matter how many bandits you have. Nothing shocks us anymore. No amount of bad news is even going to move us anymore. As long as we are hungry and we are crying and we are asking, let us feed the stomach. I said this thing before about black people. When we started this very movement, I said to the whole world that the problem you have in Africa is that a black man can never put away the need of the stomach in order to pursue the liberation of his soul. He will always put the stomach first. And that is the mess we are suffering today. And that is why when people ask, how about 1914 amalgamation? I said to them, it was the stupidity of the South that allowed the Fulani Janjaweed to take control of our lives. And that is why we are suffering till this very day. In a country where all of you saw it with your two naked eyes. You knew that the elections were rigged. You knew that Biafrans were disenfranchised in Lagos, disenfranchised in Kaduna, in Zaria, in Abuja. Everybody saw it. The EU observers noted it in their paper. Some polling stations were burnt down. All of you saw all of these things. Now, let me ask you a question. How do you intend to change all these things? With this your attitude of 2023, 2094, Edo State, or Basteki versus whoever. Let me ask you a simple question. Have you suddenly forgotten all the things that happened in the past? These are the things that make me wonder what type of God created an average Nigerian. I don't understand it. Anyway, you were not created by God. You were created by Lugard. Now you understand it? Because people are fooling themselves. People are fooling themselves. There is something written in the Times newspaper. And I want this thing to be published, please. I want it to be published tonight, immediately. I want it published on my page. I want people to understand a letter that was written in the Times of London. July 15, 1998. I repeat, the Times of London, Wednesday, July 15, 1998. Let me read it for you. It was written by a white man. You understand? Written by a white man. His name is Peter Smithers. Peter, P-E-T-E-R, as you have Peter. Smithers is S-M-I-T-H-E-R-S. He wrote it. He was writing to the British government. He's a white man. He's British. As I said before, the British people are very conscientious people. An average Briton is a nice human being. An average Englishman, an average Scottish man, an average Welshman, an average Irishman, they are wonderful, beautiful people. But once you take them away from the streets of London, or Belfast, or Glasgow, or Edinburgh, the case may be, or Cardiff, and you put them in the Foreign and Commonwealth Office, dealing with colonial matters or dealing with Africa, they turn into beasts, they turn into monsters. I don't know why. Somebody wrote a letter. It's called the Nigerian Lesson. This is in the Times of London. As I repeat, Times of London, Wednesday, July 15, 1998. Somebody kindly sent it to me, and I'll read it so that the whole world may hear. This is from Sir Peter Smithers. He's a knight of the realm. The proper sir, not the sir you have in the zoo. These are the proper, these are the knights of the realm of the British Empire. Now listen. Sir, I'm now reading verbatim the letter written by Sir Peter Smithers to the Times newspaper of London. Listen, sir, during the negotiations for the independence of Nigeria, the view of the Secretary of State at that time, with which I agreed, was that in Nigeria, we should attempt to put together a large and powerful state with ample material resources which will play a leading part in the affairs of the continent and of the world. This was attractive, but it involved forcing several different ethnic and cultural groups into a single political structure. The negotiations were complex and very difficult. The chief problem, as I recall or I remember, relating significantly to the control of the police and of the military. Listen carefully, please. In the retrospect of 40 years, it is clear that this was a grave mistake, which has cost many lives and will probably continue to do so. It would have been better to establish several smaller states in a free trade area. Even some British people realized after 40 years of failed experiment called Nigeria. Sir Peter Smithers, who worked in the zoo colonial desk, he is writing, we wanted to build a country that is so big that we can control, more or less. And that very big country, our problem then was who to give the police and the army to. And they gave it to Fulani. The man is now saying, with hindsight, after 40 years, many people, he wrote this thing in 1998, not 2020, 1998. This white man knew that Fulanis were using army and police to kill people in 1998. He said, after 40 years of this experiment called Zoo, Nigeria, that they created, that it is a mistake. White man is a mistake. Now, he said, we should have gone for small states. Now, this goes back to our Aburi conference. Our people should be able to reason. This was the reason why Britain said no to Aburi. Because Aburi was about confederation. Ojukwu went to Aburi, agreed confederation, came back home in Enugu, and Gowan launched a war instead of implementing that Aburi that would have allowed smaller nations to emerge, but in a free trade zone called Nigeria. Gowan said no because British told him to say no. Because Britain wanted a large country that has influence in Africa that they can control, but to achieve that control, they needed to place the military and the police in the hands of the Janjaweed, Fulani, Miyetiala. And that was what they did. And that is why we are suffering till today. This man said people are dying. Let me continue. In exculpation, it must be said that we did not then have the examples of the collapse of Yugoslavia and of Soviet Union before our eyes. In other words, the man is saying that Nigeria, the zoo you have, Nigeria to some of you, is the same thing as Yugoslavia, the same thing as Soviet Union. And it is bound to collapse. That is what this man is lamenting in 1998. He is saying, we did not have the benefit of the collapse of Soviet Union or Yugoslavia to tell us what to do in the case of the animals in the zoo, Nigeria. Are you listening? This is from a British man, a high-ranking officer. He is a sir, he's a knight of the realm, Sir Peter Smithers. I will continue. It should now be clear for all, but the willfully blind. This is how intelligent this man is saying. It is clear to everybody, to both cockroach and rat, okay, Mochicha, everybody knows it is clear, unless you're living in denial, unless you are a denier of the truth, unless you are foolish. This is from a white man, please, not me. Unless you are willfully blind to see that it is extremely dangerous to force diverse racial and social entities into a single rigid political structure such as that which is being built upon the foundation of the Maastricht Treaty. This man was saying the reason why Britain left the EU, the reason why Britain opposed, some of you don't know what is Maastricht Treaty, but I will tell you some other day. It was the Treaty of European Union that Britain refused to sign. This man is saying the same mistakes of the past we are about to repeat. What is that mistake? To willfully join together. He said it is extremely dangerous. A white man is saying is that Nigeria as it exists today, Nigeria, is extremely dangerous because you are forcing diverse racial and social entities into a single rigid political structure that is unsustainable. Now, recent history, according to this man, Peter Smithers, sir, of course, he's a knight of the realm. Recent history suggests that it will be best to complete the development of the common market and to call a halt to political integration in Europe. These are the people of Brexit. They don't want Britain to be a part of one big political superstructure. The man is saying the same thing we built in Nigeria that is costing lives. And who is this man that wrote this? He said, I am, sir, your obedient servant, Sir Peter Smithers. Listen to his title. Parliamentary Private Secretary to the Minister of State and the Secretary of State in the Colonial Office from 1952 to 1959. And he lives in Vico Makote in Switzerland. Are you listening? These are people that knew that putting a country together, people of diverse social backgrounds. In Igbo land, am I the same thing with a Fulani man? The answer is no. I am related to Efik, to Ibibu. I'm related to Eshan, as they call it, Upiaja. I am related to Igonomiko, the people who are there. I have relationship with Urobo. I know I can relate to Isoko culture. I can relate to Ishekiri culture. But can I relate to Fulani culture? The answer is no. Maybe even to an extent, I can relate to Yoruba culture, Yoruba culture, to an extent. But do you think I can ever relate to Fulani culture? Of course, the answer is no. Because Fulani runs a feudal system, a rank-added system, where one big man stays at the top and gives you tea in the morning and asks you to go and stone somebody and you can do it. That's what they do. Do you see the difference between an egalitarian society and one that is so structured that other will come from the emir or from the sadiki or whoever? We are not like that. That is not democracy. And that value system was what the Fulanis brought to Asorok. These are the things that your so-called social scientists and your political analysts don't understand. What is playing out in Asorok today is the same janjaweed feudal system, where one person stays at the top and just keeps distributing money that they did not work for. Money that they didn't earn. That is what is happening in the zoo. That same thing was what they brought to the center in Asorok, and some of you are too blind to see it. When we tell you that the zoo, Nigeria, is unworkable, try to understand there is no nation on this earth where you have divergent values, divergent cultures and traditions welded together into a nation is a lie. People might say to you, oh, how about USA? Everybody is there. Yes, but if you're coming into USA, you are swearing an oath of allegiance to the Constitution. That Constitution is an Anglo-Saxon constitution. It is a reformist constitution, not even Catholic. Not Catholic, it's Pentecostal. The Constitution of America is Episcopal. It is not Catholic. It is not. That was why they were saying that Kennedy was the first and only Roman Catholic president in the USA, in US history. Are you aware of that? John Fitzgerald Patrick Kennedy is the only Roman Catholic, in fact, people were speculating that he was killed because of his Roman Catholicism. Because the US Constitution is more Lutheran, reformist. Those of you who are aware of Protestantism and the Reform movement away from Rome, that was how they built it. So for you to be an American citizen, you must swear an oath of allegiance to this very beautiful document called the Constitution of the USA, where you now believe in the rights of women, inequality, between everybody who is, in fact, between men and women, so to speak. Whether you like it or not, you have to agree that man can marry man, woman can marry woman. It's freedom. Are you aware of what I'm saying? Now, once you swear an allegiance, you abandon or you jettison whoever you were before, you become an American. Do such things happen in the zoo? No, they'll tell you about state of origin. You're not an indigen. Our way of life is our turn. Do you hear people say in America is our turn? It's the turn of Texas this year. Oh, it's the turn of Massachusetts. Oh no, it is the turn of Washington. Oh, it's the turn of California. Or it's the turn of Iowa. Do you hear such rubbish? Because everybody is welded together under this very beautiful document called the Constitution of the United States of America. That is one thing people don't understand. When they tell you, oh, can't you see America is diverse? They don't go into detail to tell you that there is one mechanism that unites them. And that is the Constitution. And that Constitution was drawn. In other words, for you to become an American citizen, basically you're saying, I want to be an Anglo-Saxon. Because those who that founded America, the Pilgrims, they traveled from England. They are English people from Southampton on a ship called Mary Rose. They traveled, that was why they called it New England. Where they landed in Rhode Island, they called it New England. That's where they came from. Before the Dutch, the Germans started flooding in. And you know when they got to America, they said, we are going to build a society where every man is equal, because in the England they are coming from, the king is saying that he was appointed by God. He can do whatever he likes. They said, no, we are going to build a modern society based on the values of the Greco-Romans, which is Republic, which is Biafra. Do you see why we cannot be in the same country with those who aspire to enslave and to conquer us? That is for a British man. Now, let me ask this very simple question. This is one thing I say about the brain of a black man. I don't understand it, how it works. If after 300 years of the union between Scotland and England, Scotland can hold a referendum, till tomorrow morning Scotland is saying they want to hold a referendum. If Scotland of only 5 million people can say they want to go, the size of population of Imo State, if they can say they want to go and Britain will say, oh, no problem, or England will say, no problem, have a referendum, if people agree, you can go. Why can't the same thing be extended to us? Now that is what I call proper British racism. Oh, you are giving or considering referendum to Scotland because they are white people. You are saying no to Biafrans because they are black. I need people to understand this. And it is quite bizarre that till today, anything Britain says, it's what goes. Now, I want to ask people, if that is the case, if anything that Britain says goes in the zoo, Nigeria, tell me where your freedom lies then. Where is that freedom you claim you have? To have your own passport, to have your own flag, and all the rubbish that comes with it. A very simple question which zoo people can never ever answer. Scotland has the right to be free, but not Biafra of over 70 million people. Tell me what type of race, you're doing Black Lives Matter. Tell me what other form of racism is worse than that one. So, whites can be free in Europe. They can be free. Scotland can have devolved parliament. But in Britain, no, we need Nigeria to be one. Always one. Why? Because you're God. Because you're white, you're British, you're God. You decide what happens. You decide who lives and who dies. You're playing God. Ordinary, no, I won't say ordinary, Scotland is very great, of course. Scottish, only 5 million people, they can be free if they want to be. Biafrans, 70 million. You cannot be free. And people fail to see these things. Our people fail to understand the implications of all these things. That is what disturbs me. That is what leads me all the time to question the quality of education that some of your PhD holders even have. I question it. The right to freedom of association, which is what we are doing in IPOB, is fundamental. When you take away a people's right to choose freely, you force them into violence. I want to make this very clear tonight. They've been pressing us. They are in my house this evening as I'm preaching to you. They are forcing us and forcing us. and all their friends and their cohorts will not see it. All their friends all over the world, nobody, even Sabo, they have all gone blind. You can see the intimidation. You can see the killings, well documented from time. No one has been held responsible for Paul. No one has been held responsible for National High School Aba massacre. No one has been held responsible for the Isiama Foruku massacre, Operation Pattern Dance. People can see these things. They choose to turn a blind eye. Our madness will start very soon. And when it starts, I have all these things documented. When you talk rubbish, I will bring out one and I'll show it to you. Because what the Fulanis are planning is very, very bad. Every time they tell you peaceful coexistence, that is their mantra. But their Fulani terrorists are busy killing you. Peaceful coexistence. I want to say to Britain tonight, this very message we are giving is directed, as somebody wrote quite succinctly, at the conscience of the world. I want Britain to answer me this very simple question. Britain, why is it, I ask you, that 5 million Scottish people can have independence if they want, but not 70 million Biafrans? What did we do to you? How did we offend you? You went to wars with Scotland in the old. You fought wars before you conquered us and gave us to the Janjaweed. I'm asking Britain, what is the rationale? Just tell us why 5 million white people can vote to be free if they so wish, but not 70 million black people. Do you see the proper racism? Do you see why we're against BBC and BBC and all the rest of them? Do you now understand? Can the Efulefus and the traitors understand what we are saying? Because perhaps your brain is so tiny. You have no brain. You have no capacity to comprehend. You are not learned enough, not educated enough. That is why you are mad in stupidity and ignominy. Very, very sad indeed. Now, this, they tell you every day, we want peaceful coexistence. If you ask Garba Shehu, he will tell you peaceful coexistence. Any idiot you ask from the Fulani Caliphate, peaceful, but are you peaceful? You Fulani, you talk about peaceful coexistence. Aisha Buhari, in her capacity as the head of state of the zoo, everybody is peaceful coexistence. Let's improve security. I'm asking you, Fulani, are you peaceful? Let us find out. They released somebody who claims he's a former, not claimed, but a former terrorist with Boko Haram. They asked him a question. He said, I can't remember the number of people I have killed because there are so many. This is the type of person in an army. And the people go to sleep and they wake up every day, they pretend everything is normal. This is something I can't understand. People go to sleep, they wake up in your army. They can post this man to your village. He said, people go into the army, isn't it? Maybe due to your rank, you've done very well in military school and all the rest of it. This one, his only qualification is that he has killed so many people. He has killed so many people that the only thing the Fulani hierarchy in the zoo can think of is put him in the army. Tell me what he's going to do when he sees a very pretty girl in your village. Because they know now, the Fulani know they can kill anybody and they will get away with it. They killed the daughter of Pa Fasoranti, their Fanifere leader. Has anything come of it? I think people made noise on Facebook and on Twitter. All of us, we are writing, Pa Fasoranti's daughter is dead. Did anything come of it? No, nothing. Now the Fulanis, they understand, as long as the daddy Britain is there to protect them, because anytime something happens in the zoo, the international protocol says that you first go to the colonial master. Anytime there is a problem, you must first consult the colonial masters. I learned this lesson in 1997. I went to the USA ambassador's residence in London, Grosvenor Square then. 1997. I went there with my good friend Ifeanyi Irebu. We met the man who is in charge of the Africa desk. His name was Walter Ufuoma, PhD of course. Dr. Walter Ufuoma. He spoke to us and he told me clearly, United States of America cannot do anything in Nigeria without the approval of Britain. Face to face in 1997, I will never forget, 1997, September, I was there with somebody, Ifeanyi Irebu. We went to the same unit together. He was a year behind me at now is London Metropolitan University. He read politics. I did politics and economics, political economy. I left. Oh, Chineke, my goodness. He told us we cannot do anything without the say-so of the British. Face to face. The places we have been to, the things we have seen on behalf of Biafra, you won't believe it. You can't believe it. Now, let me tell you something you don't know. His name is Usman. He is one of the 602 ex-Boko Haram terrorists who completed their de-radicalization, rehabilitation, and reintegration program in July, according to a report by a Zoo newspaper. Now they asked him, he said he is thanking the Nigerian government for giving them a new life. Usman said, none of us was killed during the de-radicalization process. I really enjoyed my stay in the camp, but people who are not armed are being killed. All of you are quiet. All of you must remember what I'm saying. And my happiness is that every program we make, we have it in storage somewhere. You people are here now, laughing, drinking your gulda, having fun. When people who are not armed, just holding a meeting, they are being killed. The army of the zoo, their police is in my house, terrorizing people. Whereas somebody that said, I have killed so many people, I can no longer count. That person is in the army. But those that have not killed anyone, the army is in their homes killing them. Now tell me how stupid people can get. You think we've forgotten? No, we have not. I'm saying all these things because when our own madness starts, you will not blame us. Now, somebody who has killed so many people he cannot remember is in the army. A group of elderly mothers who have not killed any fly in their life, they are being besieged by the police in Abia State. And I wrote something on my page before I came on air. And I said to Britain, you will not warn your lapdogs now. You won't warn them. The day our madness starts, it will be Britain who will be at the forefront, saying that what Nnamdi Kanu and his volunteers are doing is not good. They will be the ones propagating it for the Fulani. Because the job of Britain is to keep the zoo one. It is here. Official. But the same Britain was instrumental in the collapse of Yugoslavia. Margaret Thatcher was instrumental in the fall of Soviet Union. But because those people are whites, they're Europeans, they're whites now. They deserve freedom. You people in Africa, according to British government official policy, you are niggers, you are nothing, you are animals, you don't deserve to be free. That's why we're in bondage. Do you think that Britain cannot call up the Janjaweed and tell them? Do you think that they cannot call up the Janjaweed and tell them? They can't tell them to go back to Aburi. Britain has the power to say, go back to Aburi. But they will not do it. Do you know why they won't do it? Because to them, you are not a human being. Forget all the wishy-washy, hypocritical, equality garbage. No, they don't believe in it. You are nobody to them. Before their sight, you are a nobody. That is why the army can go and recruit murderers and killers. Has Britain complained? No. Has anyone complained in the world? No. Have you heard of European Union, any world power complaining or saying to Nigeria, how can you bring murderers and killers into the army? No. No. Because we are nothing. Because we are blacks in Africa. Unbelievable. Now I want you to listen to this, please. Very, very important. These are people telling you about peaceful coexistence. That is have this in mind. Anytime Fulani wants to commit atrocity in life, they always come up with a slogan. When the late Buhari took over power in 1983, he said war against indiscipline. Do you know what he did? He went back and started killing Biafrans. He was killing Biafrans who were in jail before he overthrew Shagari. The same man, that is the hypocrisy of the Fulani, the same man telling you about treason, committed treason himself by overthrowing a democratically elected government. But his supporters and Tinubu never saw it. They never complained. The whole world is he's a reformed Democrat. That was what they said. Because they wanted to sell you a very bad product. They said peaceful coexistence. Now let us ask ourselves this question. Those in southern Kaduna, are they living peacefully? Are they Biafrans? I want every ethnic group in Nigeria, I want everybody in that zoo to understand this very simple logic. The Fulanis can never love you. You think the Fulanis hate the Igbo man, the Fulanis hate Biafra as a concept, that they will love you? No. That was the nonsense they sold to Goli people, the same nonsense they sold to Niger Delta, or those who foolishly identify themselves as Niger Delta. That was the same garbage they sold to them. The same Edwin Clark you see crying today, the same garbage they connived together to sabotage Biafra. But everybody's crying today, isn't it? It's no longer an Igbo man. Yoruba is crying. Everybody's crying now, isn't it? Across the TV, people are crying. Idoma, everybody in the zoo, Southern Kaduna, everybody is crying. Baggy, they are complaining in Abuja. To let you understand that you brought all this nonsense upon your head. You allowed the Fulani the leeway to mess all of you up the way they're messing you up out of fear, because most of you are cowards. Most of you cannot rise up against the Fulani the same way that IPOB has done and will continue to do until Biafra comes. We're not going to stop. You think we're going to stop? Rubbish. We are not going to stop. Southern Kaduna are dying. This report is saying indigenes allege government support for ethnic cleansing agenda. It is a Fulani agenda. It was the blueprint by the dead Buhari. They wanted to kill people, to take away from your villages, to take over. Italy cannot talk, oh, there is Ajib. France is not going to talk to you because there is ELF. There is Total. They are making money from oil and gas. So how are they going to talk? Even before we went to Israel, they gave them defense contract. And saying to Israeli businessmen, go and tell your politicians, don't listen to Nnamdi Kanu. I was in Israel, they were telling me to my face to face. Anything I tell is not second-hand, is what I am involved in. And I keep asking myself, why? You go to US, there are US business interests. So anytime there is trouble, let me tell you the way they play this game. Very, very clever people. Fulani, or should I say British, giving them the brain. They gave everybody something that is a portion of the zoo you are enjoying, including Czech Republic. Do you know that that plane that flew to Switzerland later on went to Czech Republic for servicing? Their Air Force One. They will be wondering how I know. Do you know that they're buying arms from Czech Republic? Do you know that? So now, because there is a very healthy, sizable IPOB family in Czech Republic, you know what they do? They go down and say to them, oh, you're there. You have our contract. We are giving you defense contract as they did in Israel. How come you're allowing IPOB to be doing this? That the businessman will now pick up his pen and write a letter to their ministry, maybe Home Affairs, and say, I'm so person. Our company is making so much money from Nigeria, and Nigerian government is saying that they're upset the way you people are cooperating with IPOB. Because of that, please stop it. You will see them, they will change their interview techniques during asylum, when we seek asylum. That's what they do. That's all they do. They now pressure the business in that country as they did in Italy with Ajib. Ajib is the one now contacting judges, telling them, oh, please, IPOB is this, IPOB is that. Because the zoo has put pressure on them. That's what they do. That is what they do. Some of you don't know this, but we know. And we are countering them every blessed day. If you know the battles we are fighting on a daily basis, believe you me, if you see us, you give us a very cold beer to drink. I'm telling you the truth. A serious battle. That's what they do in the zoo. Or is it in Germany? Because the people putting pressure on the government are the businesses doing business in the zoo because of the money they are getting. All of you are niggers, you can go to hell. That's what they say to you. You are a nigger, you can go to hell. Our concern is the money coming into Germany from Julius Berger, from Siemens. All of you can die. We don't give a damn. That is why what is happening in the zoo, all of you remember Rohingya. Have you all forgotten Rohingya? Rohingya, because Muslims were involved, because in the zoo Christians are being killed, and to be a Christian is no longer fashionable in the world anymore. Maybe to be a Muslim to be a Christian is no longer something to be proud of. That is why they can kill as many Christians, or should I say Judeo-Christians, as possible, and nothing is going to happen. Nothing will happen. Nothing will happen because has the Pope spoken? The answer is no. How about Archbishop of Canterbury? No. That one wants oil money. Look at ordinary Rohingya. How many people is it Burma? How many people did they kill? Is it Myanmar? How many Rohingyans did they kill? And it's everywhere. Every news. Everywhere you go is Rohingya. Look at the amount of slaughter. The slaughter in the zoo in southern Kaduna is on a daily basis. Has anyone complained? Have you heard people coming to say, oh, we are going to investigate? No, we are the ones, IPOB, pushing and keep pushing for a US Special Envoy to come to the zoo to see the level of carnage and mayhem going on. These are things you need to understand. Now, Miet Yala are the ones responding. They are saying that ethnic cleansing and genocide is not true. Now, Miet Yala, the fourth most deadly terrorist group in the world, they are now the government of the zoo. Some of you don't know this, but we do. Well, all of you, we are there. When they gave Miet Yala 100 billion, what did you do? What did you do? 100 billion given to a terrorist group. And some people say, we support the government. We support what they're doing. You support a government giving 100 billion. That is funny for you. 100 billion to a terrorist group, the fourth most deadly terrorist group in the world. Fulani headsman Miet Yala. All of you were there, sheepishly looking, and you did nothing. Only IPOB complained. That is why I say that in my next life, I don't think I will come close to Africa, believe you me. When I hear about people being stupid, but you have to be on the ground in the zoo to realize how daft our people are. People are lamenting. A 93-year-old woman, Mrs. Azumi Boka, her community were amongst those that was attacked during the latest attack by suspected armed headsmen on Gonan Rogo community in Kajuru government area of southern Kaduna State. In Kaduna State. These are the amounts of killing taking place. People are dying and being slaughtered every blessed day. Every blessed day people are dying. No one is talking. Britain is not talking. France is not talking. EU is not talking. Nobody is talking. Do you know why you are blacks and you are niggers and nobody gives a damn about you? Until you give a damn about yourself. Because Fulani is taking all of you. All of you. Not only that, we have said this before, the aim of the Fulani is to take over everywhere and bring in their people from the Sahel. So they can now say that Nigeria is Fulani homeland. Some of you are too foolish. You are blind, you cannot see. But we can see. Is it only Biafra that is suffering? All of you that ganged up against Biafra, how far? Now, I'm asking you. Are you having fun? All the lies they told you, all the lies they told you through go on, all the lies, the deception, the deceit. Ipob is the problem. Biafra is the problem. Where are we today? Are you having fun in the zoo, Nigeria? The answer is no. Now, let us even go to those that fought for them. The bulk of the soldiers, I keep saying this all the time, only if the soldiers can put the need to save their lives and their communities over and above their stomach. Those that fought the war were those from the Middle Belt, or maybe those from Kanu Borno Empire, which is Borno State. Even there in Borno State, they claim they are all Muslims. So I want you to understand the game plan of Fulani. You know, when the Hausas want to rise up, they show them to say, we are Hausa Fulani. It's a lie. If you're Hausa Fulani, how come there is no Hausa man who is an emir? Show me one Hausa, show me one emirate being controlled by a Hausa man. There is none. And that is where all of you are heading to. The mentality of the Hausa, so reduced and so almajirized that they can no longer rise up again. Only if they listen to this gospel and develop some brain. The baggy people in Abuja, are you not agitating? Baggy in Abuja, are you not agitating to be free from the shackles of the Janjaweed? Some of you don't know this. Do you know that Abuja indigenous, the baggy, do you know they're agitating? People don't know these things, you know. Do you know that most of them are Christians that they're agitating? They tell you, oh, the North is Muslim, the North is one. Rubbish, pure rubbish. If the North is one, why are they attacking the home of the Shehu of Borno? Why are they attacking it? You know that it was only the Borno people that resisted the Fulani when they came. The Shehu of Borno fought them. You know the Fulanis, they don't forget. They've not forgotten. That is why the height of the terrorist activities going on in the zoo is in Borno. Fulani wants to break Borno at all costs. Do you know that people from Borno State are not Hausa people? Are you aware of that? Do you know that people from Borno State are not Fulani either? Do you know that people from Borno State are being killed by Fulani people? You don't know this. But on this platform, on this radio station, we will tell you, we will teach you, we will educate you, we will enlighten you, so those things that are hidden are revealed to all of you. Kanu Borno Empire has never been and will never be loyal to Sokoto Caliphate. That is the problem. The problem is that they refuse to relinquish the title of Shehu of Borno. They said no, we will not relinquish it. They said no. They said, okay, we are going to keep killing you. They keep appointing their Fulani emirs alongside the Shehus you have in Borno. Now, some of us think because they are all Muslims, somehow they are one. No, they are not. They are not. That is why the northeast of the zoo has no peace. That is why most of the monarchs they have been killed by Boko Haram. That is why Boko Haram is in Borno, killing them. Who are Boko Haram? Boko Haram are Fulani Janjaweed, by another name. Of course, I do sympathize with them because Muhammad Yusuf was killed by the police. So they have every right to agitate or to get angry. Today they are calling them terrorists. That is why most of the monarchs you have in Borno are dying. And if you go and do your research, most of the people dying in Borno State are all Shehus. No emir has been killed. The people they are killing are the Shehus, the original aborigine, the owners of the land are being killed. Owners of the land are being killed in Borno by the Fulani. But you don't know this? Owners of the land in southern Kaduna are being killed. And I keep asking people, Fulani had a madhole. How many are these Fulanis terrorizing all of us? Everybody. How many are they? And somebody quite frankly pointed, do you know those that carried out coups are from the Middle Belt? Maman Fatsa, Henry Yoka, and all the rest of them. Are you aware of that? Why? If the North is one, why would Maman Fatsa carry out a coup? If the North is one, why would Gideon Oka carry out a coup and say that the extreme Sharia North should go? Why? If the North is one. These are the things we don't think about. These are the things we don't know about. But we know in IPOB because we are very, very smart. The Shehu of Borno is now saying we are no longer safe. Now, this was a people that came into power claiming to have all the answers to the security problem. But in Borno, in their own homes, in their own land in the north, there is no peace, there is no unity. There is anarchy and there is war. One is official, one is not official. And they'll come and tell you, they are doing very well, the army, fighting insecurity everywhere. That is to deceive you. If you are foolish, you will listen to them. But I'm sure in Abuja tonight there is fire. They know that the truth has come into Abuja. They can no longer hide it. They can't. I'm asking everybody. I am asking everybody, by which I mean Biafrans, every Biafran, regardless of your clan, so to speak. Oduduwa is there. Middle Belt is there. The people of Kanu Brono in Borno State, you're suffering, you're dying. Hausa people who are in Kaduna, you people are dying, you're being slaughtered every blessed day. I'm asking all of you, if all of us were to get together, do you think the Fulani can defeat us? The Fulani, there are only 3 million of them. Only 3 million. Making our lives a misery. And we let them. Because of our longer throat, we let them. Are you telling me that all of us rising up at the same time, Fulani will do anything? Or Britain will do anything? The answer is no. But they will go to the traitors in all of you. They will go to the saboteurs in all of you. Give them some money. They start to make noise. And the idiots will begin to fall by the wayside. Because you're not strong. You are black. You're from Africa. You're not mentally resilient. You're not strong enough to resist. As we have been doing. Why do you think we are formidable? Why do you think that IPOB is strong all over the world? Because we are on... You cannot bribe us. You cannot buy us. No, of course they know that. That is why they are angry with us. That is why they will go to my house and try and surround it thinking that intimidation works. They know it doesn't work with me and can never ever work. And very soon they will get their comeuppance. They know that very well, that we cannot retreat nor surrender. It doesn't matter how many entities they buy up. It doesn't matter how much they give to Facebook. It doesn't matter how much they give to YouTube. It doesn't matter how much they pay Google. It doesn't matter how many media houses they buy over. It doesn't matter how many consultants they have all over the world. We are unstoppable. This IPOB must march. We are unstoppable. The man cried out, Shehu Brono, Wallahi, we are not safe. Shehu Brono cries out. His Eminence, Shehu Brono and Hajabaka, Ibn Umar Garbai El Kanemi, on Friday decried the Borno State is no longer, he said the Borno State is no longer safe following an attack on the convoy of the governor, Babagana Zulum. In another part of the zoo, these are the people that came into power, say, oh, Jonathan is weak, Jonathan cannot do anything, Jonathan cannot fight Boko Haram, let's give it. Upon all the money they have squandered, upon the goodwill and the love of Britain, the protection of a father over their child, because to the British, the corrupt ones in them, the Fulani is like their baby. You don't know that? When Tony Blair came, where did Tony Blair go to? Where, I ask you? Where did Tony Blair go to? Where? All of you, the same thing they did to the Middle Belt. You know, what the Fulanis do very cleverly is that they take you off one after the other. If they see you are the problem, they go and bribe people who are around you. They bribe people who are around your village. They bribe people who are around your ethnicity to destroy you. Once they have finished doing their job, the Fulanis will not descend on them. Ask Middle Belt now. Who fought the war? Is it not Middle Belt that fought the war? Where are they today? Are they not the ones crying? Are they not the ones complaining? The Shehu of Brono is complaining. This is what the Fulanis do. And they will consume their own poison and they will be destroyed. Do you know why? Because they're dead to attack the children of light. They will all die one after the other. And what I said to them, by the time we are done, there will be no Fulani Emir in the north. They should write it down somewhere. The Hausa people will wake up from their stupidity. The Hausa peasants will wake up from their idiocy, from their stupor, and chase them away. You see what will happen. Then you know that we serve the living God in heaven. We are live and we are direct and the whole world is listening. They tried to interrupt us earlier, but we are here. Sokoto Caliphate wants to conquer the entire north, especially Keren Brono Empire, which is Borno State. They want to conquer them completely. That is why they keep releasing repentant Boko Haram to go and do more harm to the people of Keren Brono. That's what they want to do. That is what they're doing. They want to destroy the Kanuri tribe. The Kanuri tribe that, you know, when Britain advised them, forge this alliance with everybody. First of all, subdue, attack the Igbos, destroy them first. And that was what they did. What did they do? They went to Cancer, they went to Adakaboro, they went to all of our people. They keep deceiving them, they keep talking to them, they keep convincing them until they fail. After that, what happened to Cancer? Who killed Cancer? The same Fulani. Who killed Adakaboro? The same Fulani. Yet people don't learn from the Niger Delta. They don't learn because their brains are empty. I'm not insulting anybody. I am just telling you the truth. Now, listen very, very carefully to this. Army, what are you doing? No. According to the mask wearer, the claim is Buhari. Insecurity. Nigerians know we have done our best. You have done your best, but you are in Isiama Faruku this night with your army and police. But you're saying you don't have soldiers to go and meet terrorists in the north. We have done our best. That is a signal to Boko Haram, a signal to Minyetiala. Do anything you can. Britain have now given us the green light. We can take over the whole place. That's the meaning of this. If you say, oh, we have done our best, there is no condemnation. Nobody is condemning them. This was a news they carried. Ismail Sorok, he says that they are saying that the regime, this very regime, had done its best as far as fighting members of Boko Haram is concerned, and the militants in the South. And I ask the whole world, our people in the coastal land of Biafra, are they fighting? Is Avengers fighting? The answer is no. Is anyone fighting? The answer is no. But you see how clever they follow anything they are. They had to smuggle in South. So that when Britain is going about around the world lobbying for them, Britain will say, oh, it's not only in the north that is problem. There's also problem in the Niger Delta area of South. Do you see? I don't know why people don't, why we black people, we don't reason. Do you see what Britain is doing? Do you see their game plan? So, we have done our best in fighting Boko Haram and also in the South fighting militant. And I'm asking them, where are them? When was the last time there was militancy in the South? So-called. Or should I say, in the southern part of Biafra land? None. But they will keep quiet. They keep quiet. Igbo man is your problem. You see it? They now had to smuggle in. Everybody was there when Avengers was doing something marvelous. And the governor stepped in and said, no, Avengers, no, take money. Stop. And they stopped. Since then, have you heard of Avengers again? The answer is no. Why are they including South in their nonsense of insecurity? That is to tell you how evil and dubious people are. And it's a very big shame that our people allow them to get away with it. All of us are allowing them. Now, can you imagine Oduduwa and Biafra coming together? Is it not game over? Is it not game over? But the Muslims who are within Oduduwa will not allow that to happen. That's the way it is. But it is too late. It is bound to happen anyway. It is bound to. That thing that Azikiwe and Awo failed to do, this generation must do it. To put an end to all this rubbish that is happening in the zoo. If you are doubting us, let me now give you the confirmation of what is going to happen to all of you. Those of you who are listening in Abuja, those of you who are listening from Moscow, in Russia, all over the world, listening to this, because the whole world is listening. People are listening via app, you are on my Facebook page, people are listening via FM, others are on satellite. We know the whole world is listening. Let me tell you what is going to become of your village in 50 years' time. This is a headline from a Zoo newspaper. Tension heightens in Jos over alleged plan to install an emir. In Jos is a Christian territory. Jos. You know, that is the area that Go On comes from. All those people that betrayed Ironsi, all those who said Igbo man is your problem, all those who were brainwashed into believing that Biafra was the problem and not the solution. But today I am glad they see Biafra as the solution, and I welcome all of them. I am not going to hold the sins of Go On and Danjuma over the heads of innocent people. Of course not. They were deceived. What is happening in Jos today? If you recall a few years ago, what is happening in Southern Kaduna was happening in Jos. Go and Google Jos violence, religious violence. It is there. Countless reports were produced by a joint parliamentary committee in the United Kingdom on Jos. They used to do a prayer, a vigil, pray for Jos. In London, they used to do it. Do you know why they were fighting and killing you all those years? It is to install a Fulani emir, and it has happened. This is a headline published only yesterday from a Zoo newspaper. Tension heightens in Jos over alleged plan to install emir. Tension heightened on Friday in Jos City and Bukuru Town in Plateau State over an alleged plan by some people to install an emir in Jos South local government area of the state. The tension arose when an invitation card purported to be from the Bukuru Emirate. They are from an emirate. You see where they have their mushroom huts now in our town, near 9th Mile. If you're coming from Onisha into Enugu, you see them on the right hand side. They are in Okwa. They are in Ebube. They are in a few other places in our land. In 50 years' time, they will present to you the emir of Okwa West. You know, I told you this about a few days ago. Some of you didn't believe me. But now in Jos, after many years of fighting and subduing them, I want somebody to tell me where you have Fulani people and they're not in charge of the politics and there is no trouble there. Anywhere they are, the only way you can have peace is if they have their emir, if they control the local council. If not, there will be war and unrest. Now they have gone to Jos. They want to install an emir. You see how miraculous God is? You see, the same people from the middle belt that fought Biafra and said that Biafra will not come, today their own land will not be for them. The emirs are coming. And who are the emirs? They are Fulani. They are coming into Jos. He's here. Are you going to stop them? Who is going to stop them? You can cry, you can lament, you can shed blood. Blood can come out of your eyes. No one is going to save you. Only Biafra can save you. Only IPOB can save you. Isn't it very ironic? The same stone that was rejected. The same Biafra they said, don't go near to Biafra. Biafra is bad for you. Now Biafra is saving you. Now who do you think will save you from the Fulani? Installing their emir in Jos. And once they install the emir of Jos, is over now, is it not? It becomes it's an emirate. It's now a Fulani territory. And all you Christians in the Jos, you'll be slaughtered and massacred even more. Only Biafra can save you. Go and support what IPOB is doing. IPOB, we want to save everybody, not just a few people, but every single human being. This is the confirmation that drives me mad with our people. You saw what happened to Hausa people. History is there. You can now see what is happening in Kanu, Borno, which is Borno State. You can see what's happened to Bagi people in Abuja. You now can see what is happening to Jos people in Jos. Yet you cannot see. You people are foolish. You still want. Why are they putting an emir in Jos? Because of one Nigeria. If there is no one Nigeria, can you? If there is Middle Belt Republic, will you have an emir in Jos? The answer is no. Now you understand us, don't you? You understand us. We are always right. Some Efulefus don't like it. But the fact is, in a debate, we are always right. We always win. Always. Elohim will always justify us. Always and without fail. Sokoto Caliphate is everywhere. They want to conquer each and every territory. Just you are receiving it. Why? I keep asking, why are you people blind? Why? Where is your so-called intellectualism? Oh, I have PhD. Oh, I have masters in this. Where is it? Can't you see history? What happened to Hausas, happened to the Wagi people, happened to Nupe. The same thing happened to a part of Igala land, of course. They forced the ruler of Igala, the Ata of Igala, to convert to Islam. The same thing is now happening in Jos. It is happening in Jos. You people cannot see. The reason why all these things are happening is because of one Nigeria. One Nigeria. And today, the terrorists are now in the army. Who is going to save you? Is it Britain or CNN? Who's going to save you? Nobody now. You're a nigger. And to make matters worse, Bill Gates wants our population to reduce. So if the Fulanis are helping them to kill people, hey, the better for everybody. Some of you don't know this. But we are telling you, where is your common sense? I remember when the whole coronavirus issue broke. People had to look back to history, to the Spanish flu for guidance. Why are things happening to human beings now? And you cannot look back into history to understand how virulent and how dangerous the Fulanis are for your lives. You don't know how dangerous they are. Very, very dangerous. And the funniest thing is that some Europeans will support them. Don't get me, of course, the what they're getting from the zoo. If you're a country and you have a contract for life, as Julius Berger has in the zoo, why? Because of a bunch of niggers, you forget that? Of course not. A few niggers can die, whilst you keep cutting away your money. The reason why history exists is so that you can look at it and learn something from it. Look at Southern Kaduna. There is a comprehensive report released by the Center for Inclusive Governance and National Development on the role of the federal and Kaduna state government in promoting the killing of the indigenous people by their Fulani kindred. Are you listening? Federal government of the zoo, Nigeria, in conjunction with Kaduna state government, are killing people. This is the report. Now listen. Kaduna state and the federal government, they have provided an enabling terrain for Fulani terrorists to eventually take over the whole of southern Kaduna and other parts of northern Christian communities through deployments of heads of security agents who are purely Fulani Muslim. As I told you before, police Fulani, army Fulani, civil defense Fulani Muslim in Christian communities. That is why they don't want you to be free. That is because only under, people must understand this. The reason why because you are under one Nigeria. Once you're under one Nigeria, they can deploy, the IG of police can put Fulani men anywhere they like. You cannot stop them. Now you understand it, don't you? You understand it? Now listen very carefully, please. The approval and granting of a biased, brazen and sudden request from Governor El-Rufai that all policemen of Southern Kaduna extraction should be transferred out of Kaduna State. You don't know this, but we are telling you. Do you know that the governor of Kaduna State, rather than have the policemen from Southern Kaduna, indigenes, police their communities, they said no, transfer them outside the state so you can bring them Fulani and they'll be there, they'll fold their arms as their terrorists are now slaughtering you and you do nothing. Only Biafra can save you, can save all of you in the zoo. Only Biafra can save all of you. The approval now has to tell you something. This was granted since 2017 by the former Inspector General of Police, Idris Mohammed. Idris Mohammed signed it as an order that no Southern Kaduna policeman should be deployed to Southern Kaduna. Instead, ship them out and bring in Fulani. So they'll be there watching as people are being slaughtered. Since the creation of Kaduna State, that all the combination of all the heads of agencies deployed to serve are skewed in the interest of Fulani people. Now you will be surprised. That was the same man that paid terrorists to stop killing indigenous people. Now, who is the governor of Kaduna State? He's a Muslim. His name is Ahmed El-Rufai. Who is the deputy? Hadiza Balarebe, Muslim. Who is the speaker of the House of Assembly? Yusuf Zailani, Muslim. Who is the chief judge of Kaduna State? Mainly Christian state, to remind you, Mohammed Lawal Bello, Muslim. Who is the Attorney General of Kaduna State? Aisha Diko, Muslim. Who is the Army GOC in charge of the area? His name is Major General Muhammad Usman, Muslim. Who is the commanding officer? 313 Artillery Regiment of Kaduna, Lieutenant Colonel A.K. Muhammad, Muslim. Who is the Air Force officer commanding Kaduna Air Force Base? Air Vice Marshal Musa Mukhtar, Muslim. Who is the commander of the Nigerian Air Force Base, Kaduna? Group Captain Haidi Ahmed, Muslim. Kaduna Naval Command, they have Naval Commando. Well, there's no sea there, but they have Naval Command. That is the zoo for you. Rear Admiral Tanko Pani, Muslim. Who is the Commissioner of Police in a predominantly Christian state in the north? His name is Umar Muri. He's a Muslim. Who is the DSS man inside Kaduna? His name is Idris Ahmed Koya. He is a Muslim. Who is the commandant of the Civil Defense Corps in Kaduna? His name is Babangida Ututsema. He is a Muslim. Who is the controller of the prisons in Kaduna? Sanusi Dan Musa, Muslim. who is the immigration controller in Kaduna State. His name is Mr. A.A. Bauchi Islam, who is the Corps Marshal, that's road safety in Kaduna State. His name is Garoba Rimi Muslim. That's how they roll. You see, very few Fulani, but they occupy everything. And instead of ordinary people to open their eyes to see what is before them, they are busy squabbling and talking about one Nigeria. Talk about one Nigeria and you die in it. Now, everybody knows that Kaduna State is known to have a very large Christian population. They are dominant in at least 10 local governments out of 23 local government areas of the state. But a state which has 8 heads of security services, saddled with the responsibility of securing the lives and properties, however deliberately selected to be Muslims, no Christian in it. No Christian whatsoever. That tells you all you need to know about the zoo and how the Fulanis operate. And that is how they steal your mandate. They bring somebody from number 4 to number 1. And nobody can complain. That was how they finished off Zangon Kotaf, the government area, where El Rufai mandated a committee to produce a white paper that will help him take the land of the people and give it to the Fulani terrorists. These things are happening in a place where they claim they have democracy. And all of you are quiet. The more you are quiet, the more the Fulanis will decimate all of you. Now, the zoo, remember, these same people, let me tell you how, you'll be wondering how do they make their money? How do they keep all of you quiet? How can you have only 3 million people controlling 200 other million people? How is that possible? Because Fulani knows how to steal. They know how to steal very, very well. And I must give them credit for it. They also know how to share. They know how to distribute their largesse. They know how to do that very, very well. Now listen very carefully. The zoo was sold to China for 5.3 billion. Have you forgotten? And how many of you can remember? How many of you today can remember that the zoo was a company before owned by the Royal Niger Company? Royal Niger Company, so to speak. Sir Goldie sold, you and I, the Nigeria, sold it to Britain for, I think it was £85,000 or thereabout. I'm sure that Karamonde will correct me if I'm wrong. The whole of the zoo was sold to Britain for £85,000. Today, they are selling it to China for 5.3 billion. That is to tell you that Nigeria never existed. There's never a country, can never be. Never a nation, and can never, ever be. In other words, as somebody wrote very cleverly, if you have $6 billion now, you can buy the whole of Nigeria. You can buy everybody, any millionaire now, anywhere in the world with common $6 billion. You, as Elon Musk is, or maybe Bill Gates, if Bill Gates really wants to reduce the number of people in the world and wants to kill 100 million Nigerians, as he's been planning to do, all he needs to do is to dip hands in his pocket, produce only common $6 billion, and you can buy everybody. China bought sovereignty of the zoo, Nigeria, for 5.3 billion. So with 6 billion, you can also buy, you can outbid China and then buy the whole of the zoo. With some change on top. That is how useless and how low our lives are. Very, very sad indeed. So if you have a rich uncle, your uncle can buy Nigeria for you. For only 6 billion. You can buy with 200 million people in it. They are all your property. That is how sad life has become for our people. Very, very sad indeed. That is why in the zoo, soldiers are shooting dead legitimate senior soldiers in the barracks and nothing is happening. And the woman can dip. I mean, it's the lies of the Fulani that astonish me. The way they lie. Some of you remember this lady very well. Sadia. That was the lover of Abba Kyari before Abba Kyari passed on. That was the lover. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. That is to tell you how sad life has become in the zoo. How very sad life has become in the zoo. That is this lady. She is called, the palliative lady. Lady palliative. Or hush mommy, as one politician called her. Hush mommy. What's that her name again? She's called, what's that her name? Sadia. Her surname keeps escaping me. Her surname always escapes me. I don't know why. The one that said that every family received palliative from the federal government. That tells you how they lie. And having lied and having been defended by journalists in the zoo, she is now free. Her name is, what is this lady's name again? What is her name again? I can't seem to find her name. It keeps escaping me. I'm sure somebody's going to tell me. Somebody is going to tell me the name of this Sadia, somebody. I've forgotten her full name. Is that her surname that keeps escaping me? But I'm sure I'm going to find it. She has gotten away scot-free with her lies. That's all of a sudden every family received palliative. That is how sad they are. And let me tell you, when I tell you that the white man is in love with the criminality of Fulani Janjaweed, you thought I was joking. World Bank approves $500 million loan for girl child education in the northern states. They've come again. These are the people with all the money in the world. These are the people who have been ruling the zoo from day zero. They have stolen all the money. These are the people that sold oil to China for 2.5 trillion and they shared all the money. They got, let me say it in dollars, it is $2.5 billion. 2.5 billion, that was the amount they got. But they've now gone and said, oh, we are very poor in the north. We don't go to school. Please help us. Only the south, they are going to school. They are all educated. We are not. Nobody, the white man cannot ask them. The white man from the World Bank cannot ask them. But you are the ones controlling the economy. You control central bank. You control every fund in the zoo. You are the rulers of the zoo. How come your girls are not in school? You know what they did? They gave them money anyway. They gave them money. They gave them money. Very, very sad indeed. Very, very sad indeed. That is the zoo for you and tells you all that you need to know. We have now come to that segment of our program. That is a man I want all of you to Google tonight. Go and Google him. His name is Gabriel. The Fulani gave me name, Awudu. His name is Gabriel Oyibo. Oyibo, as all of you know, is an Igbo name. He is a mathematician extraordinaire. One of the most intelligent men in the history of creation. Very, very intelligent man. He is from Kogi State. He is a PhD holder. He is a professor of mathematical sciences at Ofapit Institute of Technology. A very brainy man. A very, very intelligent man. Highly intelligent. He's from Kogi State. His name is Oyibo, but they gave him Awudu for your information. I now want to take us to the aspect of our program tonight that I promised you we're going to bring to you. This very aspect is very, 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 very important. That people understand the boundaries of Biafra. Where Biafra starts from. Sadia Farouk, thank you very much. Sadia Farouk, thank you very, very much. Somebody has given me her name. Hush Mommy, Sadia Farouk, 850 billion missing. With the money, they can conquer everybody. Sadia Farouk, that is her name. That is her name. I am trying to go and get our people to join us this very evening for this very program because I did promise them I was going to go to them one after the other. I wish they can come and I will ask them questions, ask them where they come from. They are going to tell us because the whole world is listening. And I'm going to ask them very serious questions. And I'm sure that they're going to answer. I will ask them questions and they will answer. Very, very critical, very, very important. I am trying to get them on the line. Please, before we bring in Owa, can you give us your name and where you are, please? Very, very important. Our lines are not open. Our lines are not open. I am the one making this very call. Our lines are not, don't call. Don't call this line, please. I am the one to call if I need you. Can you give us your name, please, and where you are?
Hello, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. My name is Armstrong Omeje. Armstrong Omozoge Omeje. I am currently in Parkes, New South Wales, Australia. It's currently 6 a.m. in the morning, Sunday morning, 3rd of August 2020.
You are you're in New South Wales, is that correct? In Australia?
Correct. Yes, sir, New South Wales.
And where do you come from, please?
I am from the land of Idu.
Biafra what is Idu? We don't know what Idu means. Please clarify for us. What does that mean?
Okay, I will definitely, sir. Idu is in a part they call Edo State, present day Edo State.
Yes.
All right, we are all descendants of Idu. Edo State is a foreign name, such as and Benin as well. We don't know what those name means, although those name Edo was derived from the son of Oromia.
We'll get to that later. Tell me where you come from specifically.
Okay. I am from Ekboma in present day Edo. My name of my village is Uhiele. Uhiele. That is where I'm from.
So in terms of ethnic designation, which tribe do you come under? In present day
Well, they call us, yes, the present day they call us Esa. Esa, which is not our name, because the meaning of Esa means people who ran away, people who escaped trouble, which can never be the name of an ethnic group.
What is your name? What is your proper name?
From findings and research from reliable sources, I found that our real name is Ubiaja. The original name was Ubiaza, but now today is now known as Ubiaja. Although there is a village. One of the villages in Esan land is called Ubiaja. No doubt about
sounds.
That. However,
do you know Ubiaja sounds Igbo? Are you aware of that?
It is. I know that, sir. I absolutely know that because we have a very strong relationship together. We are brothers. We are the same people. However,
who and who is the same people? Please clarify for me. Who and who are the same people?
We and the Igbos and all Biafrans, we are all Biafrans. We've always been Biafrans right from the beginning.
So you're telling me that Asian people are Biafran people? Is that what you're saying?
Asian people are Biafran people. Even the Afema people are Biafran people too. The whole of Edo State is Biafra. Only the royal family and few families that moved from Ileife with them. Because every part of Edo State is Biafra.
Everybody, I will get to that later. How many piece wrapper does your mother tie, if I may ask?
Of course, 2. It's not a new thing. Everybody knows that. 2-piece wrapper. 2-piece wrapper. Ask anyone in Edo State.
Do you have masquerade in your village? Do you dance masquerade? Because that's one thing that unites Biafrans as well. Do you have masquerade in your village?
We do have masquerade. Yes, sir, we do have. Absolutely.
Do you have any historic link to the palace of the Oba of Benin? Are you related in any way, shape, or form?
Absolutely not. We don't even know what the name Benin is.
Are you serious?
From Yoruba word, it's called Ile Binu, which means the land of vexation. The land of vexation. Which is because a lot of things happened when they were invading that land. Ile Binu, then they corrupted the Ubinu, and then Bini. And then they added an N. It became Benin today. So those are Yoruba words. That's why we advise people in Benin to stop identifying themselves as Benin people because that's not their identity.
There is something. Hold on a second, please. Are you aware that the head of every Benin Oba is buried in Ileife? Are you aware of that?
Yes, I'm fully aware of that. The name is...
Why is that? Why would they bury the head of the Oba in Ileife? Why? Why did they do that?
Because that's their origin. That's where they came from. The Oba dynasty, everything came from Ileife. They buried, the name of the place they buried the Oba's head in Ileife is Oru. It's called Oru Oba Ado in Ileife. It's in Ileife. It's there. It's not hidden. It's not a secret.
It's not a secret.
It's not hidden. You can go and research this. People can go and research. It's not hidden.
I want to
take the head. I think.
Yes. Go ahead.
They take the head there and leave the body in present-day Benin, and then they come back with a replica of that head and bury it in Benin, which tells you that they don't belong there. They're not from there.
So the Oba.
True, this is the case.
So the Oba of Benin doesn't actually come from Edo land, so to speak. Doesn't.
Absolutely not. They don't. It's all about the throne. It's just all about the throne. Taking the land, and definitely taking the land and turning it into, Yoruba land, just like they did Lagos. Lagos was part of Igodo. Today, it belongs to the Yoruba. They own it now. So that's exactly what they're doing. I mean, no offense to the monarchy, but it's just a fact. We have to say our history. We are different people. I mean, our mothers tie 2 wrappers. The names of our villages, a lot of them have Igbo names. Like, you hear names such as Uhiele, Akahia, Ebele, Ifeku, Okalo,
wow,
Uboha, Ujoba, Ogwa, Udo, Uzia, Uromi, Eboy. All these are Igbo. So they're not Spanish. They're not Italians. And definitely they're not Yorubas. So these are pure Igbo names. So what makes you think, why would our people think we are not Biafrans?
Now, can I ask you a question? Do you have market days where you come from? In Edo, do you have market days?
We have 4 market days, exactly the same as the Igbos.
Are you serious?
I'll tell you
so how come this thing don't come to the 4? How come you people from there keep hiding all these things? You have 4 market days in Edo State, that's in Asian, so to speak, or of course Ubiaja.
Just even the Afema, even the Godomigodo people in Benin, the whole of look, Isako is our history, it's who we are. But this history has been hidden for far too long. And people, the conquerors rewrite history. That's what it is. So they've written history and they taught people that, look, we this is who we are. I mean, the Benin Kingdom only started 11th century, for crying out loud.
Only
in the 11th century.
Only 11th century ago they
Yes.
came. Now, can I ask you to name those market days you have? Can you give them to us, please?
The market days we have is Eke market days.
Hey.
Uri.
Hey. Uri.
Aho.
Afo.
Okwo.
Unkwo. Unbelievable. This is
Okwo. Yeah, those are they are various, they're very different, slightly.
Incredible.
Slightly changes, in the pronunciation.
And these are the things, these are some of the things that Ohaneze should have done before our time, which is to unite our people. They never did it. Stay where you are, please, Armstrong. There's something I want to play for the whole world to hear. From the mouth of course, everybody knows that I revere and I love the color and the pageantry of the Benin throne. I love it very much. And long may it continue. But we must follow the truth. Wherever the truth leads us is where we go to. Please stay where you are. There is something that the monarch said at a function which I want the whole world to hear, please. From his mouth, please.
Aspirations and the history of the Benin people.
Yes. I'm going to cut you off and I'll get back to you, please. I'm going to cut you off and I'm going to get back to you so the whole world can hear this, please.
His son, Oromia.
Let's start from the beginning.
Aspirations and the history of the Benin people.
Yes.
Historians all agree that Oduduwa sent his son, Oromia.
The Oba of Benin, with his own mouth, is saying that historians agree that Oromian came from Ile-Ife to Benin today. Are you listening? This is from the Oba himself, not from me, please. That the land where Benin people are today is Igodomigodo. The Oba opened his mouth and said that the Oba sent his son, Oromian, to Benin. Listen, please.
At the request of elders of Benin to return with them as ruler of their realm. Oromia's stay in Benin may have been short, but before he left, a child was born to him.
Oromian came, met a very beautiful Biafran woman, and gave birth to a son. Are you listening? Please. Are you listening? These are pure facts. This is coming from the mouth of, I think, what's his name? Please, I want to respect by giving him his eminence. This is the Oba of Benin. Please, from his mouth. They came, the Oromian, a Yoruba man came, impregnated a Biafran woman in Benin, today's Benin, and gave birth to a son. Let's listen.
Who was later crowned Oba, and as is known.
The son was now crowned Oba. Listen, please. Listen very, very carefully. I beg of you.
Before he left, a child was born to him.
The child was born.
Who was later crowned Oba, and as is known today, as Eweka the First.
Eweka the First. They are clapping on Eweka the First. Is a product of Yoruba and Igbo, so to speak. The first Oba of Benin is a product of Yoruba and Igbo. The name is Eweka, which sounds even because the mother gave birth and named the child Eweka, which is an Igbo name. This is from the mouth of the Oba of Benin. Please listen.
Oromia's time in Benin, however short-lived, he was an Oba, and so he was the first Oba after the Ufuoma dynasty came to an end. He established Obaship in Benin by education. Therefore, the listing of past Obas should therefore begin from Oromia, as it is listed in the Naira.
Are you listening? The name of the Obas of Benin, because Oromian was an Oba, he was a prince, and he came to Benin land, although he fathered a child there with an Igbo woman, Igodomigodo. Of course, everybody knows that Igodo means key in Igbo language, and that's the name of the place. The key to the key is Igodomigodo. Now, this is from the mouth of the Oba, the 40th Oba of Benin Kingdom. He said it, and Eweka was born. And Oromian gave birth to Eweka. Oromian, he said his sojourn was short-lived, came for a very short period of time, went back to Ile-Ife. They gave birth to a son, and because Oromian is from a princely bloodline, the son Eweka now became the first Oba of Benin. That is the history. So that you don't say that what Armstrong is saying is not correct. Even from the mouth of the Oba himself, the Oba has acknowledged that that they came to Benin. Is not theirs. Is there? I don't know if you heard what I played. Omeje, can you hear me?
I can hear you, so live and direct.
Did you hear what the Oba said?
I did.
Please go ahead.
I did. And before we continue, we know that we have a few other people who would like to contribute, but I can keep answering the questions.
Yes, I know. All that, of course, I'll bring it. What I want you to do is I need clarifications, please. I need clarifications one more time. What is the original name of that very area? What is it, Igodomigodo, and what does it mean in the local parlance or language?
Igodomigodo means the key that opened the key, or the key to the kingdom. That's how some people refer it to, the key to the kingdom. And at that time, before the Oba dynasty started, the land refers to his leader, the king, as Ogiso. Ogiso. There was nothing like Oba. Oba is the Yoruba word for king. And that is why in Yoruba land you have Oba. Yoruba people know this history. They know this. They're not hiding it. They know this history. It's nothing to hide about. It's just that we don't read, we don't study. And of course, if you go online to search for history, you find a lot of corrupt information. But the problem is, a lot of those elders, those old people, they have the truth. They have the history, but they don't.
So why is it that your elders, they know all these things? Your elders know that those of you in present day Edo State, that you are affiliated, you are more or less Igbo, so to speak. So why were they hiding it from all of you? Why? Why would somebody from Edo say I'm not Igbo? Why would they say such a thing? Why?
The thing is that a lot of these people don't know these three things, and those elders that know are all scared, because if you talk in Edo states, right, they've implemented that mental sense of people being very scared. If you talk, they bring out those foreign, those Yoruba gods, like Sango and Ogun, Ayelala, some of those things. We don't even know what those things. Those things are not indigenous to that land. They bring and then they swear, they lay courses. So these people are afraid. People are scared. So they've been made to be, to be.
But I don't know why Nollywood cannot do this. As somebody wrote on my page, I don't know why Nollywood cannot do such movies. These are the type of movies they should be making. Not one native doctor strangling a chicken, talking rubbish. These are the sort of movies they should be making to remind us of our history. Because when I say that our people, when we started preaching this very gospel, we said that our people are all related. When I went to Ishekiri and I said Ishekiri is Biafra, they asked me why. I said, from this car that I'm sitting in, looking at this marketplace, they dress, there is no difference between the market in Warri and the market in Owerri. It's the same thing. They dress alike. Everything is the same. And I'm saying that this, or as much as I respect and revere the throne of the Oba, and of course, our brothers, the Yoruba people, the truth must be spoken. That is what we're after. We're after the truth. And during the place beside, it will be one man, one vote. If the people of Edo vote and say they don't want to be part of Biafra, nobody's going to force them. But it has to be one man, one vote. Because with this level of history at our disposal, I don't know why we have not gone far in trying to correct this very false narrative. Thank you very much, Omeje. Thank you very much. It was actually an Igbo name as well. Again, Omeje. Thank you very, very much. Let me try and see if I can get other people to join this very fabulous conversation. We want to lay the ghost of Edo to rest so that when Edo people say that they are Biafrans, we want the world to understand that indeed they are Biafrans. I want to go to Owa to see if I can find her, if I can get hold of her and get her to give us her own perspective of this very burning issue. It doesn't mean anything, please. We're not fighting with anybody. Nobody is fighting with anybody. I don't know, Uwa, can you hear me? Uwa Sophia, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. What is wrong with this phone? It don't want to work.
You need to put off your phone. Is your phone off now?
Yes, I'm off it, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Owa. Thank you very, very much. Thank you.
Good evening, lovers of freedom all over the world. Good evening. My name is Uwa Sophia Obaze. I am from Migodo, the present-day Edo State. I came from Sapmoba Road. My father is well known in Sapmoba Road. My father's name is Ezoba, Mr. Ezoba. The truth is very bitter, and our Migodo people that they call Beninese, they know the truth. They knew the truth, but they are afraid because of why? Because a lot of their parents, they belong to secret court from Ile-Ife, from Yoruba land. That is why I'm angry with Yoruba. Not that they did anything to me. That is the truth. So, sir, you asked Mr. Omeje one question that he didn't answer very well, but I want to answer that question now. Why did they take, are you hearing me, sir?
The world, not just me, the whole world is listening. The whole world is listening.
Why they took Oba head after death to Ile-Ife? There is a pronoun in our language that they said, that is to show that a lion head did not lost in the bush. That is the meaning. A lion head, the head of a lion does not lost in the bush. That is the meaning. There is a proverb that Oba of Benin, the indigenous people is the slave to Oba. I have the cassette, I have the audio record that they are using to threaten one person now. I have it. They are saying that we are the slave to the Oba of Benin. We and our unborn children plus us, our parents were slaves, but they said we and the unborn children, God forbid, that we are still slaves to the Oba. You know, that is to show that if this Oba of Benin die, if his son come in, so my own children, God forbid, will still be slaves to the son. You understand? They have been doing these things years to years. They have been doing it to us. And number 2 question you asked or Major that he did not answer, sir. You asked him about the 4 market days. We have the 4 in Igodo, the present day those days, the Benin, they have the same 4 market days.
Are you serious? So are you saying that in Benin? Hold on. Are you saying that in Benin also, not just Eshan, you have 4 market days in Benin?
Yes, my mother was a village market. Mama Mike, go and ask in Sampe Master. Mama Mike, he go to village market days. 4 days. 1 day is for rest. One is Eke. One is different village market. My mother was a trader. He used to trade to a village market before he died. We have the same thing in Benin City. Benin, not Eastern land, in Benin City. Wow. You understand, sir? In
Benin City itself.
Yes. We tell 2 rapper what they are trying to do to us is because Oba Benin see that they did not hard fast. You know why they kill Ali, Professor Ali?
Ambrose Ali
challenged them.
You mean Ambrose Ali?
Yeah, Ambrose Ali.
Yes.
They kill him because he challenged them to let them to teach us the history. And the Oba of Benin, not this one, the father. They said no. He put Ali in prison, and Ali get blunt, and after that, he died. Ask them now, they know everything. Why are they bribing Murphy if we are lying? They are bribing Murphy now. Ask all over the world, Murphy is not doing live video anymore. You understand? We are saying the truth here. Me, I'm not afraid to die. I will die one day anyway. So the Benin, they know the truth. Even the Oba of Benin itself, they know the truth. They just want to keep on enslaving us. That is it, sir.
So when you say that Edo is Biafra, you know what you're talking about.
Yes, the capital, the habit of the nation. Even the Yorubas people, they know it. Lagos belonged to us before, because when I was a little girl, they used to say Eko. Lagos is Igodo people. The owner of Lagos belong to Igodo people. You know, when I was a small girl, my father was an army. He served in Ibadan. He was a captain before he retired. He used to tell me, Eko. That means Eko is our language. Igodo has Eko. The present day, the way they oppress us now, that was how they collect Eko from our forefather hand. Now it now belongs to the Yorubas. You understand? In Edo State today, before you get a job, you go to Oba Palace and bring a letter. So that with that letter, they will now employ you for a job. And the most of the job in Edo State is not our own job, it's for the Yoruba. The Oba of Benin, the mother is from Igodo. When the father is from Ile-Ife. Everybody know that.
Wow.
Sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Well, thank you very much for such beautiful enlightenment. I have somebody who has been, I don't know if this person, somebody has been trying very, very desperately to get us on the line. I'm going to call them actually and find out exactly what they have to contribute to this report. Can you hear me? The caller on the phone, can you hear me? Please turn your system down. Turn it down. Turn your system down. I only want to hear your voice. Turn your system down. Have you turned it down? Thank you very much. Give us your name and where you're calling.
God bless you for the work you are doing.
Thank you.
My name is Nnamdi Ojego. I am from Omaka, Njaba local government, Imo State, Biafran land.
Yes.
But I'm living in South Africa.
Yes.
I have been following you and you have did a great job in my way. And through the great job I received from you, some people are reasoning to know what Biafra is passing through and what you are trying to achieve. I am advising our brothers and sisters over there. This work is not left for you alone. Everybody have something to do. By so doing, the journey will be easy for everybody. Among us, some people want to disappear under the cloud of glory, in the sense that they have been doing the work they have done. It's time for people to recognize them. Like some sabo we have among ourselves who claim they have done this or done that. But we can't see where they start and where they stop.
They did nothing. Yapping and talking rubbish is not work.
You have proved it beyond. You have proved it to everybody. And some people now are ready to put them in a place where they belong. Enough is enough. We have suffered a lot. And nobody is ready to continue suffering and enter in another generation of our kids. We are no more ready for that. If it's time for elimination, we can start from elimination. People have suffered. Our brothers and sisters in jail in so many countries trying to survive. Where our home is full of milk and honey. And some people put pipe personally enriching their families and saying that one Nigeria. We are not ready. Mazi, I'm praying that God will keep you to celebrate the restoration of Biafra.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much, my dear brother. I didn't mean to take calls this evening, but I would like to, you know me, I like to balance everything. If there is any form of response from anybody who is pro, I want to say, because we heard from the Oba himself. Oba opened his mouth and said that they came from Ileif. That's what the Oba said, not me. So I don't know what other rebuttal there is. Please, your name and where you're calling from.
This is Chidi.
What's the meaning of this is Chidi? Is Chidi your name? Who gave birth to you? He's saying this is Chidi. Yeah? I don't accept that. You must have a father. Your father gave birth to you, please. When you call us, you give us your full name. Where you come from. Where you come from. Where you come from. They said some people from Otuoke, which is Goodluck Jonathan's village, attacked our people today during a youth meeting, I understand, and arrested the coordinator and handed him over to the army. So in Ogboya LGA of Bayelsa State, we must know that the Janjaweed fathered a lot of people, and this nonsense are bound to happen now and again. But we shall try as much as we can to get to the bottom of it, and it will be resolved to be dealt with and resolved amicably. I have somebody who happens to be on the line. Please give us your name and where you're calling from. Turn your system down, please. Your name and where you're calling from.
Yes, my name is Osage. Then I'm calling from Cyprus.
From Cyprus, thank you very much. From your name, do you come from Edo?
Yes, I come from Edo State, Uromi.
Uromi, thank you very much. Are you part of the school of thought that says that you're Biafra or you're Yoruba? Which one are you?
Confirm Biafra, a very strong one.
Okay, please go ahead.
Okay, I want to throw more light about the Godomigodo people you were talking about.
Yes.
Yes. I think when I was in secondary school, my grandfather told me a lot about the history.
Yes. We are listening. Go ahead. We are listening. Go ahead. Don't stop. Okay. Please go ahead.
Okay. If you look at from the Esan land, like the Esan is not our name.
Yes.
First, because the name means people that run away, like people that run away from trouble. And the Benin Kingdom, there's a saying, they say when you see an Esan person, you have to kill that Esan person first before you can kill a snake. Meaning, if you see a snake and an Esan person, you have to kill the Esan person before you kill a snake. Do you understand?
I do. I understand that. Yes. And what does that supposed to signify? Was it because Esan people killed an Oba? Is that correct? Did Esan people kill an Oba at one point? during a war?
Yes, during the war. But I can't remember the particular Oba. Then I think all the Asan people were driven from the Benin Kingdom, which this present day Edo state is for Igodo people. And my grandfather used to say, if you check Uromi, you can still find older people. They are Igbos. They speak Igbos. If you like, anywhere I go to,
are you serious? Some of the
yes.
older ones, they still have Igbo dialects. They speak Igbo in Edo state.
If you have anybody from Uromi, anybody watching live now that can call one of the elders in Uromi, if they are willing to say the truth, they will tell you that.
My goodness. Every time we keep discovering, every blessed day. Thank you very much. I'm very glad that I took your call, actually. Thank you very, very much. We have somebody on the line. I want a Yoruba Bini person, if there's anything like that, to please try and call us as well. The caller on the line, can you hear me? We have a caller on the line. That caller, can you hear me? Reconnecting. I don't know why it says reconnecting. Let me go to the Skype and see who is there. The caller on Skype, can you hear me? No, they're not paying attention. The caller on Skype, can you hear me? Good evening to you. Please give us your name and where you're calling from. No, they cannot hear us. Connection was lost. They cannot hear us. Sadly and unfortunately, we have brought that very conversation to an abrupt end. We thank all of you. These people are, oh my goodness, people are calling from all over the place. The caller on the line, can you hear me? They are there. They're not doing anything. They are not saying anything. I want somebody who will call from the Yoruba side of Benin, because they've been there now since 11th century, so it's been a very long time, and they're entitled to the land as well. The caller on the line, can you hear me?
Hello.
Yes, please. Your name and where you're calling from?
Okay, my name is Olada Poshitu.
Yes, Olada Poshitu, please go ahead. We are listening. Thank you very much. Go ahead, we are listening.
Okay. Yeah, due to my personal research, actually.
Yes.
I feel the Yoruba people are originally from Igodo.
Oh my goodness. So we are not even expanding.
Because
if the Yorubas come from Igodo, that means that we are now the same people. Is that correct? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes, because Oduduwa was a prince from Igodo.
Wow. Goodness.
Yes.
No, please start again. Hold on, Shitu. Give us, where do you come from?
I'm from Kwara State.
From Kwara State?
The Yoruba Pakambu, yes. Offer to be precise.
And what are your sources? What are your historical sources to say that the Yoruba Oduduwa came from Igodo? Because if that is the case, that means that an Igbo man and a Yoruba man, we are the same people then. That's what it means. If they come from Igodo.
We are the same people. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Wow.
Because Oduduwa went to Ile-Ife and became a king. So the gods of Benin Kingdom, of Igodo, after they lost their king, said it has to be someone from Oduduwa line, or Oduduwa himself, who can replace the late Oba. So he sent his son Oromiyan, who he just spoke about earlier on. Hello?
Wow, we are listening. Yes, we are listening. Go ahead.
And that same Oromiyan is also the founder of Oyo Empire.
Okay, Oromiyan himself is the founder of the Oyo Empire. Wow. After coming to Benin to impregnate one of our mothers, she then went to Oyo to found the kingdom.
Yes, the Oyo Empire.
Wow. I didn't know that.
You know, black people with power, they like to say, to differentiate themselves somehow and everything. But personally, I feel we are all one. We just try to separate ourselves somehow, and due to what the British did in Africa.
Yeah, because I keep wondering, some parts of Ekiti, even the names, the answer. I told you about this very king from our place, from Omopara, many years ago, told me that he went to a meeting of traditional rulers. And apparently, the traditional ruler also from Ekiti has the same surname as himself. Yeah. The same spelling, the same surname. So he was wondering how come that became possible. So that is why this very platform, this radio station is amazing. Radio Biafra. What our job is to follow the truth. Wherever the truth leads us, we go there. And if it is proven that somebody left Igodo to go and found the Oyo Empire, then I think that is the end game. I think that is that. I'm not sure the Fulanis will like it, but I think that is the end game, to be honest with you.
Yes. And for instance, someone like, I don't know if you've heard it before, someone like Omoyele Showore, do you know he's an Ijoma?
Yes, he is. I know he's a Ijo, yes, I know. Showore is actually a Biafran, to be honest with you. Because he's part of Ijo, is in Ondo State. And he's a Biafran.
Yes. Ondo State.
Yes. Thank you very much for this. I am so glad. I'm very, or should we say, we are very lucky picking all these calls this evening, and they're making so much sense. His name is Shitu. Oh, my goodness. From Kwara State, and he knows all this history as well. And he sees himself and the Igbo people as one. That is amazing, honestly. Somebody said we should end the program. Because he's establishing a link between Igbo and Yoruba. Somebody said we should end the program. Some people, I love you all the same. The caller on the line, can you hear me? I have a call. I can hear you. Yes, please, your name and where you're calling from, please.
Yeah, good evening. My name is Samuel Chukwu, calling from Holland.
From Holland, please turn off your system or walk away from your system, please. I don't want to hear my voice on the background.
I have done it off.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with you. I could remember those days because I grew up in Uromi, that is Edo State, and I schooled there.
Yes.
And I remember those days because my father is a qualified pharmacist, and he is the one who is treating the Onoje of Uromi then.
Wow.
Anytime the Onoje of Uromi is sick, he doesn't go to hospital. The only thing he will do is to call my father, and my father will pick me up. We go to his palace, and after my father finished to take him injections, sometimes we can sit down and discuss. I could remember in area 80s, the Edenoje, the name of the Oba then was Edenoje of Uromi.
Wow.
Was telling my father that the Uromi people belongs to Biafra, but that time I don't really understand very well, but for now I listen to your program, now I now refresh back and I remember that what the Onoje of Uromi was told my father in my own present, that the Uromi that is starting from Edo State belongs to Biafra, and he said it 2 times. The time they were changing money also.
And you were there present. Hold on. You were there present and you heard him say.
Yeah, I was there.
Wow.
2 times, because he used to have a very good conversation with my father, because my father is the one treating him. Anytime he gets sick, he never go to the hospital till the day he die.
Wow.
So 2 times he said it to my father that he loved Igbos too much, because Igbo also belong, the Uromi, starting from Uromi and go up belongs to Biafra. And also coming to talk of the market days in Uromi, the same we have AK for Oye, We have it in Uromi also. We have Ozugono, Ozugono Market, Ubiaja Market, and Ekboma, and then the 4th day will be Ekyo Day. That is Nkwo Market Day.
Wow. Wow. I think we are going to do a DNA test. We are going to do a DNA test with Oduduwa people, with Yoruba people. We are going to do a DNA test. I'm telling you the truth. What I'm hearing this evening is astonishing. So how come all of you kept quiet all these years? They've been dividing us and all of you kept quiet. Nobody said anything until now. Why?
Yeah, because nobody have opened our eyes. Not until you come out to open our eyes. The more we listen to you, the more our eyes open. Like this, I just open up now, was how many years ago, which that I have already forgotten. But today's topic make me to flashback and remember that was in early 70s, 80s, the Edoneje of Uromi. I was sitting right beside my father when they were discussing, and he raised it. And second time he raised it again was early maybe 80s, the time they tried to change new money.
Wow.
The time,
this is amazing.
Thank
you very much, my dear brother. Thank you very, very. I can't believe what I'm. This is astonishing. Tonight's program. I don't know what we delved into. The caller on the line. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? They're not listening. They are not paying attention. The caller on the line. Can you hear me? No. Good evening to you. Please give us your name and where you're calling from.
Okay, my name is Mazi. I'm coming from Benin Republic.
Benin Republic, yes. Did you live in Igoromigodo before? Have you lived there in Benin before?
No, Mazi, no.
Okay, then I am taking calls from those who have lived in Benin City, Igoromigodo itself, to give us a new perspective on this discussion this evening. The caller on the line, can you hear me?
I can greet you so much. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Please go ahead.
Hear me? My name is Obede Sonny Egbehoy.
Yes. Sonny, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Go ahead.
Yeah. My name is Obede. I'm calling from Edo State.
Yes. Thank you. Go ahead.
Ugo. I just want to add a little more to what our sister has said, Sister Uwa.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Where are you from, actually? What is the name of your village? Your village?
Ugo Niokoryomo.
Wow. Go ahead.
My name is Obedi Ugo Niokoryomo.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Okay. But what is talking in detail is not. Okay, let me go ahead. I just want to add a little bit to what our sister has said, Sister Uwa. Yes. In the real sense, the whole of Benin, Edo, Igodomikodo as a whole, we are Biafrans.
Wow.
Why do I say that? Is that we are Biafrans? Is that both the names and everything all are almost the same, a little slight different. And before that, around 14th century, it was a very great exodus that took place.
Yes.
Before the coming of according to our Oba, the king, before the coming of Oba, we were living like one family before the coming of Oba. I know definitely that irrespective of what the truth may be, but if we really want freedom, we must stand on the truth.
Yes, that is true. Truth, yes.
The fact is that that eviction was not accidentally; it was orchestrated and well planned.
Yes.
You understand? Because the same tactics the Fulani are using today, that was the same tactics the monarchies of them they used to invade our land. Once they have succeeded in getting into our land, they started impregnating our women. during that process, those children grew up. Then I told those children, according to my history book, if you just spare me some few minutes, I will still name the names of the kings before the coming of Oduduwa lineage. You will see those names are related to all the ethnicity in all our region east.
Wow.
So what I'm trying to say, the same tactics the Fulani are using today after impregnating our women. When those children grew up, they now took those children away. They now told those children the reason why they were born.
Wow.
So they now use those children to take an oath that this is their mission, this is their battle. That was how they conquer Igodo. Then they now change the name to be Benin. As the same time, all market days, every village has their own day of market, just as the same. There is nothing different, even up to the name. If you can spare me some few minutes, and you will see the names of those kings. Many of those names, the Ipob, the Edo, the Jaw, the Calabar, all those names of those former kings before the coming of Oromia or the lineage of Oduduwa until that Igodo.
Now, there is something I want to say this evening which may confuse a few people. But I now know the reason why Biafra did not come in 1970, between 67 and 70. I think that Biafra will not be complete without Igodo. I'm being honest with you. Biafra is incomplete without Igodo. There is something about that place. Even the name it bears is very deep and mysterious. A key within a key. Igodo, the key that opens the key. There must be something there about that place. There must be something about that place which we still don't know about.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead. Yes, I can hear you.
I have mentioned my name under the banner of Uwa. Take notes now. There will be some code I will send to you that will lead us through this struggle of Biafra, which nobody has ever decoded. But I will send it to you. That one will be some part of our guardians during this struggle.
Okay.
It's a secret code.
Please, you pass it through or will send it to me. I believe you never told me anything about secret code before I said this. Maybe there is something about that particular, that Igodo. That is the reason why, because I don't think that God will want to liberate his children and leave other half somewhere. I think he wants to gather all of us together at the same time and we live at the same time. That's what I believe.
Yes.
Honestly speaking.
Yes.
That's what I believe.
We must keep telling our blood brothers over there that whom they are, because they have been carried away with fear, in the sense that those that did this thing, they know one day that the truth will be revealed. So because of that, they put fear onto their mind, in the sense that they are a God, that you don't talk to God, because they know without boldness you cannot free yourself. That was their agenda. They concentrated those fear ever since those years.
Wow, thank you very, very much. I am delighted and I am waiting for the code. Thank you very, very much. Somebody is saying here, as a Yoruba man, due to my own research, Oduduwa was originally a prince from Igodo, present day Benin Kingdom. He was banished and went to be a king in Ile-Ife. When the late Ogiso died, the gods of Igodo said the new Ogiso must be Oduduwa or his bloodline. Oduduwa declined and sent his son Oromiyan to be king. So Oromiyan had a child called Eweka, which of course is an Igbo name, changed the title from Ogiso to Obaship, and renamed Igodo to Ile Ibinu, meaning land of vexation. Oromiyan later installed his son as Oba and led Benin Kingdom to go and discover the Oyo Empire. Hey, there is there's a problem here. Okay, we shall see. There's going to be some sort of DNA, I'm going to tell you the truth. DNA between us and our Yoruba brothers. We're going to have a DNA, because what I'm seeing here, people are stating facts. These are not conjectures. People are stating facts. And the Oba of Benin actually opened his mouth and said the same thing. So that means that the boundary of Biafra actually starts in Ondo State. So this is why there has been this delay all this time. And can you imagine, had there not been any Radio Biafra, would all these things have come to light? I believe that the answer is no. Let me take one more call and see if they can shed more light on this. The caller on the line, can you hear me? The world is listening. We are Radio Biafra, we are live and we are direct. Your name and where you're calling from, please. This caller on the line, can you hear me for the last time? No, I don't think they can hear me. And with that, I believe that we have come to the end of the... People are still calling. My Lord and my God. The caller on the line, can you hear me?
Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I know I am not from Biafra. Let me introduce myself to you first.
Go ahead.
I am from Gambia, and I am Tijan. But honestly, I want to thank you for being the enlightenment, for being the sea of wisdom to humanity. You are not only serving the Biafrans, I can tell you, you are serving the whole of Africa with knowledge. And I only want to tell you one thing, because I'm not going to talk much, because I'm not from Biafra, but I want to tell you that you keep the spirit up. You are a great man. I love your presentation.
Thank you very much. Thank you. From Gambia. You said from Gambia?
I love your presentation. I am living in I am from Gambia, but right now I'm living in Holland, Amsterdam.
In Amsterdam. From Gambia. Thank you very much,
I'm living in Amsterdam, but I listen to your programs through my friend.
Wonderful.
I am from Gambia.
Thank you very much.
But I'm telling you just to keep one thing up. Just keep enlightening the young youths, because I'm just 19 years old and I want to tell each and every Biafran to stand up with you, because you are a legend. Every legend Africa has been taken down or has been taken down by this disgruntled politicians we have. But I want each and Biafrans, those who are abroad, those who are in the country, because I have a Biafran friend who told me that, do you know what he tells me?
No.
Let me tell you this. He told me that, my younger one, if you go to anywhere and you don't find an Igbo man there, run away from there.
Yes.
And I know that Igbo people are dispersed in all over the world. And I also know about one thing about the Igbo people. They are very intelligent.
Of course,
you guys have the wisdom, you have the courage, you have everything it takes to build up your own desired country. I swear to you, Nnamdi Kanu, I will come to Biafra with my brother who is always listening to you. And if I come to Biafra, I'm gonna be happy, even though I'm not from there. Biafra, let's keep this spirit up. I love you, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu.
Thank you very much. I love you too, my dear brother. Thank you very, very much. He is from Gambia, but living in Holland. We don't hate anybody. I'm being honest with you. I want Africa to be free, and I'm sure that is the wish of every Biafran right across this very planet. Tonight's broadcast, people are saying it is a bomb, and that we must continue, that we should continue on such trail. Our desire is to bring this noble family together. But I don't know how that Oromian impregnated the woman, and I hope it's not by force. I hope it's not by force. The one that gave birth, because sometimes the calls are plentiful. The calls are plentiful. As long as it wasn't by force. That is what I'm saying. If it's not by force, then there is no problem. The caller on the line, can you hear me? Yes, please. Your name and where you're calling from. Turn the system down. Turn it down, please. I beg of you. Turn it down. Yes. Good evening to you. Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Adabaya Chibueze Joseph. I'm from Anambra State, but I'm calling from Cyprus.
Give us your name again, please. Did you say Adebayo?
My name is Adabanya.
Adabanya. Okay, please. I think I'm also Adebayo. See, hey, so good. Adebayo, please go ahead.
Adabaya Chibueze.
Thank you.
Honestly, I'm Moyanambra, but I'm not from Edo and the rest. But I just want to contribute particularly about the Igala Kingdom because it seems almost the same with the Edo people. I lived in Kogi State, Eda precisely, for about many years, so I can tell more about it. I heard about one of your programs the last time you talked about the Igala Kingdom and the rest of them.
Yes.
So it motivated me, and I started talking with some of my Igala friends I had, and I put it straight to them that can they really change the narratives of yesterday by looking into their histories? And honestly, these are diehard one Nigerians. These are diehard restructurers. And when I engaged them, they really went back and made research. As I'm talking to you right now, many of them are listening to this program right now because I really gave them the reason to understand themselves and to understand the narratives. So I felt in as much as maybe I can't be in that position to do more, but the little effort I can do, I will do it for the struggle. So I think the Igala Kingdom too has this misunderstanding too, like the Edo Kingdom too. But a lot of them, as I'm talking to you now, they're beginning to understand that there is a problem somewhere and they're making changes. Which is very good too.
Wonderful. Wonderful news. I am very, in fact, it's a very funny thing. Before I came on air, I stumbled upon, when I was researching this man, this very brilliant mathematician, Daniel Oyibo. He is one of the most intelligent men to ever be on the face of this planet. Do you know how intelligent he is?
Yes.
People don't know. The man is over-intelligent, over brilliant, a mathematician. But we don't know him, we don't celebrate him because our people are blind. And I was reading about Igala. Do you know the funniest thing? Do you know that in Igala, they wrote it down, Igala history, that area that founded Aguleri and Umweri came from Igala land. Are you aware of that? It's there, it's in their own history.
Yes,
so Igala is claiming Umweri and Aguleri. So that is how close we are. And as soon as we understand and unravel, I remember when I was arrested, they said, oh, why did you include Kogi? You include Benue, you include Kogi. And I gave them the history of how a Janjaweed army came from the north, came into Benue, and was destroyed by an act of God. And at that very place where that army died from the north marked the boundary between us and them. And they accepted it. And I know that Igala till tomorrow morning, I know Idoma, I know Igete, I will stake my life on it. That we are the same people and they know it.
Yes.
Two-piece rapper for market days.
Yeah, they have a lot of local governments in Igala Kingdom that speaks pure Nsukka. Pure Nsukka. They don't speak Igala.
Are you serious?
And they're under Kogi State. I let any Igala person corner. There are parts of Igala that speak pure Nsukka, most especially those side of the ending part of Igala land that has boundary with Enugu Ezike, Ovoko, and the rest of them. They speak pure Nsukka, they don't speak Igala.
Wow. Wonderful. Thank you for your call.
For almost 7 years.
I can see that, and you're well learned and well grounded as well. I am very, very grateful for your call. This evening has been a thorough enlightenment, and I would have loved it to continue, but as with everything in life, it must come to an end, and we are going to visit everywhere. We've done Edo. Is there any doubt? I'm waiting for my inbox or anybody to tell me why Edo shouldn't be part of Biafra. They are very compelling. Once you have to tie two-piece wrapper, you have 4 market days. It's bye-bye and it's chicken, as they would say. I'm from Hausa people, of course, not Fulani. I have nothing against Hausa people. I think they're a victim of circumstance. And as I've always said, Hausa people are very good people. Hausa people are an ordinary Hausa person is a very nice, decent human being. They allow themselves to be corrupted by a Fulani Janjaweedism. But very soon we shall cure them of that very ailment as well. I thank all of you. I thank Omeje. I thank Owa. I thank all of you that rang in to give us a new perspective as to, and Shitu as well, who is from Kwara State. I don't know where he was calling us from. I thank all of you. But you can see now that things have changed. Maybe the way we relate to Yorubas may have to change from now onwards. Maybe we are related after all, but we need to know how Oromiyan managed to get our sister pregnant that gave birth to Eweka. We shall find out. And the fact that Oromiyan now left to go and found Oyo Empire, the whole thing is just amazing. There may have to be some DNA test. Very, very important. And Sabo will not be tested because Sabo will have Fulani DNA. So no Sabo should come forward, please. We want genuine Biafrans. I thank you all for listening. You can now see, when we say that Biafra is a religion, you believe us. You see how our people from Edo, we are tenaciously saying they are Biafrans. Every attempt to discourage them, they said no, they are. Today, they have made it known to the whole world. And we welcome them to this very noble family. This very family of IPOB. This very nation of Biafra. When we say that Biafra is a religion, you can now understand how fanatical we are about who we are. And here on Radio Biafra is where we worship, because Elohim is our God. I thank you very much, all of you, for listening. And my love and appreciation for all of you knows no bounds. You can see what we can achieve once we have a civilized and honest discussion and debate. I cannot thank all of you enough this evening. But from me, from here, it is good evening.
Another Savior.
Holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another Savior.
Another Savior.
Holy, 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 Adimebujuku.
Well, this is MAOBI N. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and IPOB families all over the world.
I remember the Nigerian Biafran war, in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, one man revived the vanishing hope to life. Let the great Biafran army to fight, and they were singing out, holy, 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 Olumewojuku is another Savior. They were singing out, holy, 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 Olumewojuku is another Savior. Holy, 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 Olumewojuku is another Savior. Many years after the genocide, whoa, yet another great leader has risen up now. Oh, and he's leading the Biafrans to victory. Inyamadika yabika kwa namno wao. Hey, anamekele mazuche mefo. Mwanemo, it's an honor having you on board. When I'm singing along, holy, 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 Nnamdi Kanu is another Savior. Just sing along, holy, 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 Nnamdi Kanu is another Savior. When I sing along, holy, 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 is another Savior. Getting it right and getting it faster now. Holy, 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 Nnamdi Kanu is another Savior. Holy, holy, get it moving right, holy, faster, never freedom. Is another Savior. Yeah, for freedom. Holy, 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 Nnamdi Kanu is another Savior.
Another Savior.
Holy, 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 Adimebujuku, another Savior,
Another Savior.
holy, 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 Adimebujuku, another Savior.
Well, this is MAOBI N. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and IPOB families all over the world.
I remember the Nigerian Biafran war, in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, one man revived the vanishing hope to life. Let the great Biafran army to fight, and they were singing out, holy, 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 Olumegojuku is another Savior. They were singing out, holy, 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 Olumegojuku is another Savior. Holy, 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 Olumegojuku is another Savior. Many years after the genocide, whoa, yet another great leader has risen up now. Oh, and he's leading the Biafrans to victory. Inyamadika, yabika kwa namno wow. Hey, anamekele mazuche mefo. It's an honor having you on board. When I'm singing along.